Okay.
You know, Ben, this couldn't have started any other way.
I love the fact
we've been abandoned on Abandonment Monday.
I love the fact that Anthony is the one up everyone's ass
About the time?
about the time. Blake set the time, but he is, of course, not on time.
He just let us know, my bad, I'm running late.
Yeah, well, we're going to start without him and just rip the... Basically, this is going to be a heckle Blake thing.
Yep.
He shows up.
Blake's on that Miami time.
He's on that fucking... that green grass time.
God damn. Listen, man, I smoke weed too. I'm able to show up on time.
Yeah, but listen, I don't know what to tell you. Let's call the fat one. Get him on. Let's get him on for Abandonment Monday. Here we go. Watch this. It's going to be great.
This is going to be fantastic.
Is he going to answer?
Oh my
He's
God.
gonna play games with us. He's going to play games with us. That's okay. We'll make...
Oh! Hey, buddy. How's it feel to be abandoned by Blake?
I mean, did we expect did we all really, did we... I looked at the clock at 5:49. I said, this isn't fucking happening.
AJ called us as we were finishing up our usual Nerdcast podcast. I didn't even realize what time it was.
I love that you keep naming it. You keep calling it by the wrong name.
Oh, Nerd Talk? I don't know what
Nerd
the fuck.
stuff.
Nerd stuff? All right. One day we're all going to be on the same page with this. But I love, he calls and we're like, what the hell? Like, I look at the time, I'm like, oh yeah, Blake totally should have been here by now. And he's running on some kind of quasi-Miami Boca stoner time. I don't know.
Because I went back to the original message and I said, he said 6 o'clock. It's 5:49. I haven't heard from anybody.
Yeah.
Let me check in. Yeah.
So when you messaged me and said, I guess we're not doing this on time, I looked at the clock. I said, no, we'll do it on time.
Yeah.
It's just when Blake shows up, he can jump in.
We gave him 10 minutes. He's
It's 6:10. He's late.
Yeah, this is usual worker time right here.
He set the
Well, you
time.
didn't see. He just said that he was getting food and heading that way. He's not going to be there until 7 o'clock.
I don't.
That's all right. This is the way. This is
This is the way.
What did we?
Is this like Abandonment Monday podcast style? Like part 2? Are we abandoning him now?
I feel like he abandoned us. He went out for cigarettes.
You know what? You're right. You are right. He is the abandonment king.
I cleaned my bong for this, and
Oh God.
it's just wonderful all around. It's all wonderful all around. Because I was like, I'll go over a little early. I thought we had time to spare. I didn't realize our other podcast had gone so long.
We ran a little long, not too long,
Not too long, but
like
still
15 minutes longer than we usually go.
Oh, okay.
Well, here's the thing, though. What's the chances he brings food for everybody?
Oh,
Zero.
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 Absolutely not. He's only grabbed whatever he wants to consume.
He didn't even
ask.
He didn't say, "Hey, I'm going
No.
this place. Does anyone want anything?" Nothing.
No.
Come on.
No, I noticed that. He didn't even say, "Hey, you guys want anything?" No.
He did hit me up to make sure that he could help me out, but
Right.
yeah, no food.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Right.
It's ridiculous. It's funny. It's like that's like the thing when we all sit down for pay-per-views. It's like, okay, we're gonna get food, and he's gonna show up with like, I don't know, he only eats like he's gonna show up with like Cheesecake Factory and shit.
Oh, it's gonna be a whole
Yeah.
fucking production. It's gonna be
Yeah.
like 3 meals.
Right.
He's like, you understand this is WrestleMania, so he's probably been plotting this out for like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Because he's got like
Right.
this weird eating disorder thing, and and he's gonna eat it like.
Wait. He just in our private thread, he just sent us this. Had weigh-ins earlier, then went for a walk that went too far. What the fuck does that mean?
What?
I don't know.
He went for a walk that went too far. What the fuck?
I don't know. That's like Billy going for a bike ride that went too far, but that means it ended in violence.
Yes.
Yeah.
Blake's not into anything in violence.
What? Oh man, he's. You know what? Maybe he'll make it over for night 2.
Listen, in the spirit of Abandonment Monday, and in the spirit of making fun of Jackie, our good friend who's no longer with us, And the whole idea of Abandonment Monday, which is that we left him in Orlando because he was so insufferable Monday morning after WrestleMania that we just abandoned him. We said, "You're on your own, pal." We went home. That it's so appropriate to be like busting Blake's balls until he shows up. Like
it's weird because he wanted to do this.
Yeah,
he was actually all about doing this podcast for once, and he's late to the time he set.
Yeah.
And not late by like a half hour. Like he legitimately probably won't be here till Mania starts.
That's all right.
That's if a Mania starts on time because they're going to be underwater.
The best part's going to be we wrap this up, and then he shows up and like, oh, we're done.
Yeah. In fact, no matter how long this podcast goes, it wraps up when he walks in that door.
I'm going to say he doesn't arrive till 7:20.
This is
a rib until 7:20. Then it's shoot.
Have you ever seen? There's a Saturday Night Live bit called "What's Up with That?" And
yes.
Every week there's one guest, Lindsey Buckingham, that always gets bumped for time. So when Blake shows up, it's like, oh man, we're out of time again. Yep. Sorry.
That's funny. I don't know if you saw what I just wrote on the Marco. What I just wrote.
Where did you walk, Hollywood Beach?
They said, "Where did you walk, Hollywood Beach?"
Like, Boca?
Where the hell did you walk to? Right.
Who just goes for a walk?
Like, fucking Blake.
Fucking, he needs some vitamin D or something.
Dude, I've never been sitting someplace staring at a wall and goes, you know what? A good walk is what I need.
A good walk.
Just to clear the head and loosen the balls or something.
Because even when the wife is like, we should walk around the lake, and I'm like, why?
Well, Ben may see us. We can't do that.
My apartment doesn't face the lake.
No.
Good Lord.
Yeah, this is
this is fantastic.
This is some fucked up shit. This is vintage Blake Chadwick.
This is vintage Blake Chadwick.
Vintage.
Yeah,
vintage.
No, this is.
I mean,
the only person who's worse at time management than him is Adrian.
Oh yeah, but
you expect it with
that guy's
Adrian.
from Hialeah.
Yeah, he's Cuban, so you expect like if you want him to show up at 6, you go, hey man, be here at 2.
Yeah, in all of Hialeah, only clocks are right twice a day.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to get over the. I went for a walk,
and it went too far.
It went too far.
How do you even go too far? Did he not know where he was? Did he like
he got caught at that drawbridge from the time I did a podcast with him, and he was walking and talking, and the bell was clanging, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Does he
bell was clanging.
Does he have Alzheimer's? Does we have to be concerned for our friend?
Right. Like where did he walk to? He got lost?
There's a Chadwick alert out.
Is he just can we just be sitting in a room with him and he just gets up and leaves? And
maybe.
Before we know it, he's on the news. He's fucking walking down 95 and shit.
It's like Uncle Leo stealing a book. Where am I? Who am I?
This is ridiculous.
No.
I mean, like we've had this plan for a minute. He picked the time.
He picked the time. The funny part. Because he was the only one of us who had anything to do today.
Right. I've done nothing all day but wait for this.
Same, but it doesn't sound like he had anything to do either. If he's going for walks, that took too long. That went too far.
Couldn't he have planned his walk earlier? Or
this was an unplanned walk. He just
apparently
he was done with weigh-ins. He looked outside and he went, "This is beautiful." And before you know it, he's wandering downtown Boca. Dude, this is such a Seinfeld moment for our fucking podcast, okay? I went for a fucking walk.
What a rib.
I'm changing his name in the group right now.
What are you changing?
Long walks on the beach?
I went for a walk.
Oh.
I went for a walk. I cannot believe this.
It went too far, guy.
I went too far on a walk. Well, listen, I know it's supposed to be an Abandonment Monday podcast, but I mean, I feel like how can we have this without the man who abandoned the man?
I mean, he's the catalyst for this. So, I mean, it's funny. I've got.
He's gonna see it, isn't he?
I don't know. I don't think it changes your. I don't think it shows your.
Yeah,
your nickname.
It doesn't because
everyone.
Because I was just looking. I went. The guy on his
I
knees
see
with
it.
broad
It says
shoulders.
it.
And I'm like, oh,
It
that was
says
from,
it.
it was from months ago.
Yeah, well, no one changed it. No one had an
Yeah.
updated thing for you. Oh, Anthony, you'll love this. So Marco comes in, and he's got a new T-shirt on.
Okay.
You know those like loading bars, like on a computer, where it shows
Right.
like the progress and the rest of it says loading. So above it, it says "Dad to be." Then it says loading, and it's like 2/3 of the way there.
Oh my
And then
God.
underneath it says "Please wait."
I've become that guy, AJ.
I was about to say you fucking became that guy.
I've
Holy
become that
shit.
guy. Dude, listen, it's
He's gonna be wearing those white New Balances pretty soon. Holy shit!
that's funny. I went to lunch with one of my friends the other day, and he has a 4-year-old, and he had New Balances on, and my first thing when I saw him was like, those are some white ass New Balances, and I went, oh man, that's
Yeah.
my future.
You're wearing the loading shirt. Oh my god!
Dad to be.
I initially had bought it to Rib as a rib for one.
Whoa! You bought that for yourself?
Yes.
Oh my God!
Oh my god! It's even worse.
No.
I
That's-
figured you were because your wife made you.
Right? I thought like a friend bought it as a gift, or your
I
mom. Or...
I bought it as a way to announce to my mom that we were going to have a baby.
Oh my God!
And I don't know. It's the shirt's comfortable. It's nice.
This is.
But I have
This
a
is
feeling
the funniest
that when
part that you bought.
I
it
have a
yourself.
feeling though when his child is born, he'll still be wearing that shirt.
Oh, 100%.
Just because.
I'm getting.
No doubt.
I'm going to get the mileage out of this, sir.
Oh, 100%.
Right. Right.
This $13 or whatever the fuck I paid for it.
People are gonna be like, "When are you expecting?" You're like, "Yeah, he's 4 now. I'm still wearing the
Hey,
shirt."
are you kidding me? At 4, the kid will be wearing it.
It's like the shirt that Bill Murray gives Sigourney Weaver in Ghostbusters 2 for the baby, where it as like a diaper or some
Yeah.
shit. Yeah, that's totally gonna happen at some point.
Well, so are we doing Abandonment? Are we just doing our own podcast now? Like
I think
three
at
of
this
us?
point it's our own podcast because we've been abandoned. Like we were going to
Well,
talk
it's-
about abandoning somebody,
got
but,
abandoned
but
on
we
Abandonment
got
Monday.
abandoned on Abandonment Monday.
Right? What an asshole!
He had to have planned this. He had to have known.
No, this is
No, he doesn't plan anything.
two things. Two things. Well, one thing. I knew from the minute he said what time it was going to be, I knew we were going to be starting without him yesterday.
Yeah.
I knew it. I didn't say a goddamn word because I didn't want to sway the results. But I knew that if I said
Sway the
something,
results.
he might want to prove me wrong. But I knew if I didn't say anything that he would not show up on time.
Well, he would have if that walk didn't occur. Apparently.
Well, I mean, sometimes
you
things
got to
just
walk,
go
man.
too far.
Sometimes you
Things
go
go
too
walk.
far.
People
Well,
walk.
listen,
all kinds
I
of
have
things.
I have a story. If we're not talking about Abandonment Monday,
It's in the listen. This is just us, just because we're acknowledging and celebrating this event doesn't mean we can't talk about whatever the fuck we want. It's not like Jackie's here to dictate what we're going to talk about.
He just responded.
Oh, here we go.
How I tan. I won't do bed or spray.
So he just walks.
You're wandering around in your underwear?
I guess.
I don't
what?
I don't know. I guess he wears some short shorts.
What is he even
like-
talking
Like
about?
like those Chamberlain special shorts.
Chamberlain special?
those like extra thigh shorts.
He's walking around.
God,
How he tans.
Jesus.
Well, at least he won't be streaky, or it won't run down his face when he sweats. That's at least it's a legit tan. Oh, it's fucking tanning. This
This
guy.
is this is taken into my steak cooking time.
Listen, you can fucking hang on.
Yeah,
This
come
is-
on, man. You're on a phone. You can just put in the earbud. and
No,
go-
no,
go-
no.
what?
Oh
that's
no, I
yours.
can't.
No,
'cause
when this guy starts,
the noise Nazi over there
Oh.
will yell at me.
he starts making such a racket. It sounds like he's celebrating a Marlins win down in Hialeah.
Marlins don't
Hialeah.
win.
It's all pots and pans banging.
Speaking of AJ, I know Ben, you fucking don't care. Did you see that bullshit that happened to Marlins with the Mets the other day? That was some horse shit.
What happened?
Fucking they. So first off, their closer's garbage, and pretty much gonna lose the game for him anyway. But on a strike 3, The ump went to go punch the guy out, but the ball just grazed past his elbow pad, so he gave him a hit by pitch and ended the game because the bases were loaded, and it was a big scene. And the only reason it's a big thing was I listened to sports radio on my drive home from work, and halfway through the host just stops and just starts basically doing play-by-play of what's happening in the last out of the Marlin game. And then that happened, and that was that's all they talked about for the next fucking half hour.
No, I didn't see it.
Oh, dude, it was fucking bullshit. It was I mean, it's the Marlins. I don't give a fuck.
The Marlins, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But
Well-
it's still reason number 1,000 not
On
to watch
Abandonment
fucking
Monday,
baseball.
we can make fun of the Marlins as well because that was
can.
one of Jackie's favorite teams.
Right.
It was.
So
Since it's Abandonment Monday, let's talk about the random Dolphins email I got today.
it's a great rib.
That's a great rib.
Go ahead.
Well, okay, so here's the original story. Okay, when Abandonment Monday happened, the original Abandonment Monday, I had gone on the Conan podcast, whatever. Jackie deleted me, blocked me, as he did to everyone else, except for Marco, right? Marco, you never got blocked.
Yeah. Oh,
Marco had
yeah, I
already.
did.
Marco had left the group and whatever.
Oh, yeah,
Wait,
Oh, he was already gone.
Yeah,
at
because
that point.
Jackie and I had already had it out, and I was already like,
Right. So he blocked me, deleted me, whatever. Well, I started getting like Dolphins season ticket spam emails, and I'm like, okay, I've never signed up for this. It's Jackie. He's being a dick because he's mad at me, whatever. So I called him, and I was like, what the fuck is your problem? And he was, drunk Jackie, and Jessica was there. She was on the phone too, and she was like there. I could hear her, and I was like, you fucking signed me up for Dolphins emails. I'm getting like 6 a day. I got people calling me, telling me that I wanted the season tickets. I was like, you're a fucking asshole. And then he was like, it wasn't me. And she's like, confirming it was him. So anyway, he refriended me that day because, I called him and whatever. So I have not gotten any on that email. Well, I opened a new email account about 6 months ago. So brand new email. I don't even use it for anything. It's literally the email to my TikTok. That's it. I wake up this morning and there's a fucking email, Miami Dolphins. And I swear to you, I closed out the email app and then I said, wait a second. Did you say Miami Dolphins? I went back in and looked. I was like, this motherfucker. It was sign up for your 2021 season tickets. I have never used that email for anything, Dolphins, football, anything related ever. And I'm like, and it was like, I posted on Facebook. It didn't even look real. It looked like it came from the Dolphins, but it was such a generic flyer for the season tickets. And I'm like, what are the chances of WrestleMania weekend, Abandonment Monday, I would get that email on an email account that no one has? Pretty fucking weird.
From beyond the grave, the rib lives on.
Motherfucker. That motherfucker. All right. So
maybe Jackie's the reason Blake went for a walk.
Well, that's why it went.
Right.
That's why it went too far.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. So see,
well, listen,
he's
speaking of went too far and Blake and Jackie and all that. There's things that I'm chomping at the bit at some point down the road to tell some of the other reasons why Jackie may have been wanting to pick a fight with Blake all fucking weekend, but I don't think we could tell those until Blake's ready to tell those things.
Yeah, it's got to be Blake's call.
yeah.
I mean, there's some things that would make perfect sense why this all came to a head, but we can't talk about this. But yeah, so it's funny because back in the day when I used to go do all these trips with Jackie to get autographs and do the wrestling circuits and stuff, he would get drunk and he would pick someone. He would just randomly that was going to be his target all weekend. And everyone else in our group, 4 or 5 of us that would go up and do these things and share the hotel rooms and stuff, would be so relieved that it wasn't them. You'd be quiet and just try to be on your best behavior until Jackie picked this victim for the week, for the week or weekend. And then basically it was then you follow the leader. We would all just back Jackie and gang gang up on that guy.
Just waiting to see who lost the lottery.
Yeah. So the year we went up to WrestleMania for Orlando, I knew very early on. I got the sense that Blake was already in his fucking like sight hairs, and to the point where like I think I remember that I went up to Boca and met, or did they pick me up? I think they picked me up on the way up from Miami, and then we met Blake in Boca, and we switched cars and drove up in Blake's car, which is like the key thing to this whole story. And Jackie, like, laughing. Jackie, of course, like the most important, like you could have left all of his luggage somewhere or whatever, but the most important thing was that cooler and the beer
that's
was
inside
in the car, and he'd already drank 4 or 5 on the way up to Boca, and then another, just as they just kept going.
He was the Bud Light King.
Like, I'm just saying that by the time, like, the trip had barely started, and he was already in, like, full swing. Like, just full fucking swing with the beers. And he did not stop for, how many days were we there? Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday? So 1, 2, 3, 4 full days of, like, being there.
Yeah.
That man did not stop drinking. He would wake up. I think were you there one morning, AJ, when he literally like sat up out of bed, and as he was getting out of bed and putting his feet on the floor, he was reaching in the cooler. He grabbed 2 beers and muttered the word breakfast.
Yeah, he did. I was there.
Yeah. I
think we were trying to go somewhere. I don't know. Maybe that's the day me and you went to go walk the WrestleCon or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds right. And like, so this like sets the stage for the whole thing. And for the most part, it was just fun watching him because he's such a display, whether it was acting like a child when they wheeled the room service.
I will never forget that ever. It is ingrained in my brain. The image of the way he was sitting.
He was sitting Indian style, cross-legged.
Indian style, like a child.
And they wheeled the whole cart right up to him.
Like right to him, and it wasn't even like he was in the back of the room. Like she came all the way in.
Oh no, I can picture this.
Cart right through him.
I know, I can 100% picture this happening.
And he was kind of doing that retarded clapping thing he does.
Right.
And he was just
sitting Indian style. Oh my god.
And grinning. He was wearing one of those heat basketball jerseys.
Yeah.
And like he was just like, I think Jessica had ordered some food. And he got I think he got upset with her because she ate some of his fries or something. But it was just the way he was like so excited for this food to show up.
Yeah,
it was ridiculous.
Like he didn't even but he went in the seat. Indians. I literally can visualize the exact it's so ingrained in my brain. Him sitting there with his Heat jersey, with his feet Indian style, like the retarded.
Like a kid waiting to be handed his Christmas presents.
Oh yeah, or bringing a birthday. It was like they were bringing him a birthday cake to blow out the candles. It was literally like that.
And he wheeled it he made her wheel it all the way to him. She took the top off. He didn't even remove the top from the thing. She did it all, and he just sat there with this huge grin on his face. And it was something it wasn't it chicken tenders and fries.
Yeah, it's chicken tenders and fries with honey mustard or something. It was it was literally like a kid's meal. It was literally like a kid's meal.
For a kid, yes.
Yes.
Oh, it's so funny. And I just because we kind of looked at each other because it was awkward when you were in the room this is really happening. Yeah, that was a good time.
Well, you were embarrassed.
Yeah.
To make eye contact with the person that had to bring this to him.
Right, the poor lady, yeah.
Yes, we know this person. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yes, fortunately we associate with him. I love it.
He almost got arrested on that trip when we went to the diner that late night. And
a 24-hour diner.
He just thought it would be a good idea to keep talking to the cops. And when the cops started to not want to talk to him anymore, he got all attitudey with them. And I was like, oh my God, we're going to see this guy get arrested. This is going to be
Yeah,
fantastic.
he got shitty with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was uncomfortable.
Yeah, no, that wouldn't have flown with. I would. Oh my God. See, at that time, I was like, I can't do it. I can't. I applauded you all for your strength of character to be able to put up with his fucking ass at that point.
Well, and so he kept like picking on Blake like all week, giving him shit. And I remember Sunday night after WrestleMania, he was wrecked. Because he had been going from our hotel room, because we didn't go watch, we decided to watch it on TV and just watch it in the hotel. We didn't want to go to the stadium. We've done it so many times that it's like, going to the stadium is just a hassle.
Yeah.
Like, to see it live is just a fucking hassle. To sit in a stadium seat for 8 fucking hours.
It's so much better.
It
at
could
home.
rain on you. It could be 100 degrees. Who the fuck knows? It was just like, fuck it, we'll just watch it in the hotel. So he was literally going back and forth from our room to Jeff Jarrett's suite. And
Fucking weird story.
and he would just be like floating back and forth. And I know he was doing shots over there and he was drinking beers over here. And I think he almost got into another fight.
With Jarrett?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, what's the guy's name? He used to do like, he's a little Twinkie kind of guy.
Rob Naylor?
No, not that one.
Okay.
The one that was for.
I was real quick on the draw with that too.
For Impact, all those years, did announcing.
Oh, Borash.
Jeremy Borash. He had like long running heat with Jeremy Borash. Borash couldn't stand him.
Yeah.
And what made it worse was that so he would give Jackie attitude. Jackie's the "don't you know who I am" kind of guy. Why are you giving me attitude? Yeah. And I think it would rub Borash the wrong way that he couldn't politic against Jackie because all the boys loved Jackie. So for him to even open his mouth in the room where Jarrett and Jarrett's wife, Angle's ex, loved him, and Animal was in there with his wife, and they love him. And it was just like you couldn't win, but you hated the guy, and you had heat with him. And Jackie wouldn't. If you were even just trying to exist in a room with him, and not if you don't like him and he knows you don't like him, you're not going to be able to just peacefully keep your distances.
That's not how he operated.
No. He's gonna either take shots at you or ask you what the deal is and try and like resolve it in front of everyone. And so I did not go over there with him. Because I didn't want to. I knew I would get sucked into bullshit. Yeah. And that once he realized he had a babysitter, it was like the final, like, the last like restraint was off. And I just didn't want. I knew I was going to be his babysitter later that night when we went to the after party. That I was going to just be following him around,
making sure that he didn't get killed.
I was gonna be like the guy behind the elephant with the fucking with the scoop,
Get heat with the wrong guy and end up a fucking.
And it was the same thing where I had to diffuse situations or kind of like pick him up when he would fall on his face because he was that drunk. It was fantastic.
God.
It was fantastic. But my point to all this was that night, from the moment WrestleMania was over and we got in an Uber to go to the other hotel where the wrestlers were staying, that Uber ride over, which, by the way, he had pocketed like 4 beers into his pants.
Of course he did.
And, and was like drinking them in the Uber, which I don't think they appreciate. The whole night driving there, the fucking 7 or 8 hours we were at that hotel, and then the whole Uber ride back to our hotel was all formulating the plan of how he was going to pick a fight with Blake in the morning when they wake up. Because Blake kept making, like, Jackie kept implying that Blake wanted to get up early and leave early.
Yeah.
Like, get us so that the whole Monday isn't wasted. And I was kind of on board with that. And Jackie was like, more of the, no. We're asking for late checkout. And we're staying as long as humanly possible here. Maybe even staying for lunch and hitting the bar and whatever. And so the whole fucking night was just him talking to me about how he was planning this fight out with Blake in the morning, how he was going to... And so he literally did not go to sleep because we got back. And it was like 5 a.m. we got back.
Yeah.
So he literally just waited 2.5 hours till like 7:30, stayed up, drinking, putting that fucking fuel on the fire so that he would then start nudging Blake in the morning to wake up and go, it's time to go. You wanted to leave early. It's time to go. Unreal.
Jesus.
And then this is more Blake's story, but they just had a whole blow up where Blake's like, I'm fucking leaving. Fuck you. And Jessica was trying to kind of diffuse the situation. And so ended up getting on Jackie's bad side too during this whole thing. And Jackie started saying the wrong things to her. So she's like, well, fuck you too. And she was leaving. And then I literally remember this like it was an hour ago. He turns and looks at me. And he catches me kind of getting out of where my sleeping space and kind of changing my shirt and whatever. And I shrug and I go, he's my ride. I gotta go. So I feel like I got out of the immediate heat.
Yeah.
Of, like, I had no control.
Yeah.
It was like, I'm not his wife. I'm not obligated to stay with him. Blake's my ride.
Mm-hmm.
Blake's my ride back to my, like, a 2.5 hour ride back home. I can't just, like, hitch a ride with anyone back home. He's my ride.
There's rules of the road. You could have.
I could have fucking sucked a dick or something and gotten my way home. But again, this is WrestleMania weekend, so you're running low on funds.
Yeah.
It's not like you could just like, hey, I'm not going to Uber home from Orlando. That's a lot of money. But
Right.
I've taken an Uber from West Palm Beach to home, and it could be like $75.
Oof.
So yeah, I didn't know how else I was going to get home. Like, was I going to hitch a ride with Jeremy Ivins or one of those like super fan guys? I was like, I don't even know.
I already had left back north because I didn't stay. I left Sunday morning.
Yeah, you left Sunday morning with who'd you come down with? Powers or
TK?
No? Oh, TK.
No, it was me and TK. Yeah,
let's talk about that for a minute.
Yeah, because that not for nothing is part of Abandonment Monday. That whole debacle with him, that counts.
Well, he was part of that whole like scene. What was it, outside of Wrestlemania, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, because when you say when you talk with TK and debacle in the same sentence, it doesn't clear a lot up.
No, at all.
It doesn't narrow things down, even if you are talking about a specific weekend. But TK was getting the hot and heavies from what's her name, fake Blake, Aria Blake.
Oh, that's right. Oh, yeah.
And he would not either he wouldn't get the clue, and when we would pull him aside and be like, dude, like pounce on this. This,
right.
It's there. It's ready. Yeah. And he just was, I don't know, like he'd never talked to a girl before.
Like it was the first time he ever talked to a chick.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, she was literally like, it was there. Like, it was there for the taking.
Yeah. And what are you doing? A line? What are you sniffing?
I had to put a little spray up my nose. A line.
He's pre-gaming for Mania.
Getting ready for the pay-per-view, brother.
Isn't Hogan a part of it? So you're doing one for all the brothers.
Yeah, brother.
Right.
I don't know if Hogan's at WrestleMania. I really don't.
He is. He's co-hosting with Titus.
Are you fucking serious?
Unity, brother. Unity.
You can't. Oh my God. Oh, I don't want to throw a wrench into what we were talking
we can
about.
Talk about whatever you
what
want.
The fuck? Are you is you ribbing me?
No.
Are you serious?
No.
Titus and Hogan are co-hosting WrestleMania. Man.
Oh yeah, that's weird.
Oh my God.
This is like I would almost, if there was some way to lay money on this, I would almost bet odds that they're going to do some bastardized version of Ebony and Ivory.
Holy shit.
Did the fucking tan man arrive?
The superstar's here. The superstar right there.
I'm going to make him drop his pants and show me his tan line. I want to see how high or low those pants go.
I went for a walk and I went too far. That's going to be on a goddamn gravestone.
I thought it said it went too far, not I went too far. Oh, he doesn't want to. Look at this guy.
What's up, buddy?
Look at this guy. Like he's not. Watch out! Watch your back.
Yeah.
Yeah. He doesn't even look that tan. To be honest with you.
Did you take his temperature?
You don't
Sir,
look that tan.
have you been experiencing any COVID symptoms within the last
You got to
24
write it down on
48
the
hours?
chart.
There we go. Lock the door.
Did I just hear someone else talk?
Oh, look at this guy. The golden tones have finally arrived.
What's up, buddy?
First of all,
Hold on.
are you aware of the 3
seashells? Yes.
above average chicks that were just picking up a car downstairs?
Yeah,
What do you mean?
they live here.
Picking up a car. Like
They were getting in a car. They were
I thought they were like lifting
Yeah.
it above their heads.
You
or
have
something.
that hot bitch that lives here, and I guess she has friends.
I'd imagine she is.
I would hope she had friends.
But all I know is
If I was that hot, I'd have
I
friends.
walked up and I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm in the right place. I mean, to be honest with you, it looks like, a regular Thursday night with Huss.
We have. He's doing that Dolphins tournament this weekend.
In the bubble?
Yeah, with the kickball thing.
Right.
And we've got a guest here from one of the girls. I don't know.
Here,
Yeah, she's staying here.
right now.
Yeah.
Look at that added nugget to WrestleMania.
oh my God, Blake's
Yeah,
gonna get
I
himself
Is
in
she
trouble.
coming
There
up?
we go.
Is she going to be here during the show?
I mean, they may be like after partying, but at some point they're going to be back here.
Blake's about to go for a second walk.
Might go for
You
another
may
one?
not be tan enough for her, to be honest with you.
Walgreens
Took a
is
longer
down the
walk.
You didn't walk
Anthony, it's Anthony. That's what it is. I knew there was another voice. I was like, "Where's Huss?" Like coming in, like not because I'm not COVID compliant or something.
No, you think it's just been Ben and I talking to each other for the past hour?
Well, I didn't realize
It was the hour before that where it was
Yeah.
just you.
I
I mean, we were scheduled at 6 o'clock here.
I know. I screwed.
I got a steak waiting to be cooked.
Not all
He's
of us.
only-
Is he back on keto?
No, come
No.
on.
He's only pissed because you're making him miss a meal.
That's
Right.
okay.
He won't miss it.
You,
He'll just-
you'll be a little hangry.
By the way, AG, where's the workout energy? Where's the preparation? How's that coming along, man?
I bought a stationary bike. It's in 75 parts on my counter right now, and I don't know how to put it together.
Are you going to
so,
pay your brother to put it together?
That'll never get done either. So
Listen.
it literally the parts are spread out everywhere.
This
I
guy
have no idea how to
doesn't.
put this
This
together.
guy doesn't know which end of the screwdriver to use.
He'll be coming out of the hospital after the fucking Billy match and still be on the floor in 75 fucking pieces.
Oh yeah, that bike's not. That
bike's
bike's
not
not
good to go.
contributing to this match.
You just threw money on a well is all you did.
So since I just got here, where are we at with the Billy match? Like Billy obviously knows.
So okay, you don't know this, Blake, but I texted him, and apparently he didn't like my text
Yeah.
because I said,
All he
so
said
are we
was-
doing this or what?"
No, he's like, yeah, you want to have a match? It was like a one-line thing. After talking shit for like 3 weeks,
3 or 4
on the
weeks.
podcast,
What
on
didn't
the
he like
podcast.
about it?
The reach out was like half-hearted.
Yeah.
He's like talking shit for 3 weeks, and the reach out is like,
He'd already called Billy out. Billy already knew he called him out, and we've already talked about it for weeks in the podcast. And then he sends Billy this weak ass. So you want to have a match?
And he texted me back a
disrespectful.
screenshot of him listening to the podcast and said, "That's all you could think of." That was it.
So where we're at with that is Ben and I had Billy on, and we tried to reason with the Madman, the Mad Titan, but him and
I feel like I may have inadvertently pushed some buttons.
Oh yeah, you think?
and
Anthony goes right back to what we were talking about.
and as Billy says, Dave has told him, whenever you want it.
I mean, listen,
Right.
with all due respect to the vampire, he needs to sell some tickets.
That's true.
You know,
Everyone needs to sell some tickets.
We'll
That'd be-
sell tickets
Oh
for
yeah,
this,
we'll
for
sell
sure.
tickets for this.
People, you understand his TikTok following? This fat fuck's TikTok following?
you're gonna have fly-ins.
Drive-in, sir.
There's a lady that's renting a party bus to drive down 95 and pick people
From
up along the way.
Massachusetts. Yeah, she's gonna rent a party bus in Massachusetts.
I want
to
to-
pick up people along the way.
But see, the crazy part is you're supposed to be the heel.
Yeah,
Well,
but
I mean-
either you're paying to see him.
Yeah, but these people are gonna pop like no other when he comes out.
I think they're excited to see his fucking his
Demise.
Yeah,
Yeah,
his,
yeah.
his execution. They don't do public hangings anymore, you know.
But when they see that drop kick, I mean,
Okay, sure. That's gonna happen.
yeah, in his last match ever, he's not going to do the one thing that.
Look, listen, okay.
You better
don't
open
take
up with
this
that drop kick.
Don't take this as a shot. Don't push Billy's buttons. But good thing he's short because I could probably hit it on him. I'm just saying.
What? Wait, what is that? That's 40 minutes in. I'm writing that down. I'm gonna isolate that sound. Send it right to Billy.
He got the notepad out, AJ. No good. No good.
See, this is how he does it, AJ.
I'm
Right,
trying
and then
to.
he goes and writes Billy's promo for him, and then he's like, "Hey, can you cut this?"
I wrote nothing. But do you want that chicken breast to have a little seasoning on it or not? I'm trying to like sizzle.
You know, when Billy comes out, Ben's going to be like his fabulous Frank.
Well, I said that the other day. I said, I swear to God, I'm going to look at the ramp, and Ben's going to be behind him.
Ben's going to be on the ramp, and he's going to be doing like the Lee Trevino and Happy Gilmore nod.
But he's
Right.
He's going to be doing like yep, that's me all along.
I'll
It was me all along, Austin.
I'll be
like,
honest
you
with you.
motherfucker.
I don't want to be on that side of the railing when Billy's involved in a match because it doesn't matter whose corner I'm in. I could still accidentally get kicked in the
I
head.
was gonna say Ben is all about
And
making-
knowing Billy, he'd probably try to make sure you got kicked, though you're in his corner.
Yeah,
Right.
absolutely. I mean,
On purpose, yeah.
Ben will probably show
I mean,
up
he
with the
does it
ramp
to
way.
me, and I'm
Like,
not
like
even-
Ben, you would do the ramp way shot, but then you'd go backstage, man. You'd watch from a fucking monitor. Nobody
Well,
wants to be out there live once Billy's done with AJ.
I'll tell you this: I'm responsible for streaming this live to the world. So, this is like
Yeah, we're gonna have a booth set up, man.
this is the closest.
Ben's going to be running like 2-3 camera shoots over here.
This is going to be the closest you can get legally to showing like a
Like
an
snuff film?
ISIS execution, like a beheading of a
Ben,
reporter.
Ben's feed will be better than Israel's feed that everyone else is watching.
Right.
Oh, I don't want to make a shot there.
I kind of lobbed you the softball.
No, because I'll have to be there too.
I feel like
Listen, I was originally like, oh, I'll do that.
I have to see him tomorrow.
I thought like, hey man, I'll ref him. I'll ref it because that would be cool and fun. But then I was like, no,
get kicked
that
too.
puts me right.
Well,
in the line
you'd
of
be in
action.
AJ's corner.
You might think that I'm in the corner of the person who's gonna pay me the most, sir.
See, I think you'd be in AJ's corner, and then Ben would be in Billy's
I'm in
corner.
the fiscally
and the match would be
responsible.
sponsored by the Breakfast Club to give a rub to the whole thing.
There we
Oh,
go.
I'm in the fiscally responsible. I'm a dad to be, sir. So I have to be looking out
Notice
for.
his shirt.
Blake,
Hey,
Blake,
notice
take a look
the-
at his shirt.
look at
Blake.
his
Notice the shirt.
Okay, hold on. Target or Walmart?
No, I bought it online at like T Fury or one of those fucking sites.
Something you scrolled while you're going through Facebook,
Yeah, of course.
and it popped up.
Of course
because
it
it
did.
knows you're pregnant.
Of course it did.
It knows you're
Unreal.
pregnant.
Unreal.
I feel
You post a video, it knows you're going to be a dad,
Oh, yeah.
and then it pops
Oh,
up in
yeah,
the feed.
yeah, yeah.
I feel like you're more pregnant than your wife is these days.
That's
Wow.
that's.
Have we swung to the Marco
No,
side
I
of the
haven't.
pregnancy?
I haven't.
No,
put on-
not size wise, but
No.
just
I mean,
mentally.
right.
Mentally.
Oh,
like it's his
no.
turn to be pregnant.
Yeah.
And it'll go back to her when the kid's coming out.
Right.
Listen. I will.
This guy never really delivers much. He's not going to deliver a baby.
I will tell you this. There was the conversation at some point we had where we're like, oh, we had agreed on, because I wanted the conversation to end on 3 children. After this, I doubt my wife will have this a second time around, sir. I think this is one of those experiences that you
A very special only child.
The
Yeah.
one hit wonder.
yeah, where you're like, I want to have 4 of them, and then you do the first one, you're like, I don't ever want to do this again.
Well,
But we'll see.
we'll see.
So
We'll see.
So we kind of did some broad strokes. I'm kind of just curious if you have any other.
4 years.
It's been 4 years. That's crazy.
Unreal.
I'm kind of curious. Again, there were a lot of details that we can't provide unless you want to add extra backstory.
Like
to
I
this
feel
whole
as the
thing.
years go on, like it's more. It's like the statute of limitations starts to like open up.
That's what we're hoping for.
We're hoping. We don't want you to be dead. We don't want you to be dead before we talk about this. Is what I'm saying.
Well, let's cross these bridges and we'll see what goes down.
Right. Well, I know that he talking around the issue that he probably had issues with you outside of that weekend that bled into that weekend, and I noticed them when she would buy you dinners and drinks and stuff like that.
Oh, here we go.
Well, why don't you, for those listening or those maybe who have just picked things up, who are pronouns, pal? Who are we talking about here?
Oh, Jessica, who came up with us.
Right,
Jessica,
but,
his
you're
wife.
setting the
Yeah,
table
yeah,
here
yeah,
for
yeah. Oh, yeah.
everyone.
Well,
listening.
you got to remember that you're 40 minutes late to this.
I
thing.
am 40. You're right. You're right.
Listen, he was on a walk.
I'm
okay?
the one jumping in. I was on a walk, and then I got back, and
We all just go on walks, Ben.
yada yada yada, and then here I am. So okay. So wow, 4 years ago. So yeah. So basically, I guess she was just doing that to do it. I don't really know because. I mean, there was times where it's like
I'm crying.
nothing was even happening, and it was just like, hey, wait, there's the food. It's like it's like riding a wave. You just
I pulled you aside that weekend at the ale house, I think, and I said,
the TNA Ale House.
yes.
Yes.
Was it not the TNA one? The one that was on down a walk from the hotel.
Wait.
The crazy,
our fun ale house.
the crazy one
because
with
I was
Wayne.
also at the TNA ale house a couple times because I hung out with all the TNA guys.
Okay. But
But
I'm
I-
saying the crazy
but I
party
forgot that was
night
different.
with Bruce showed up and
Yes,
Wayne
that,
and all those guys.
that right.
So we're at that, and she's like buying you an appetizer. She's buying you dinner. She's buying you drinks. And she keeps calling, and you two had like this bestie thing going on, quote unquote. And I pulled you aside and I said, I finally get it. I see what's going on here. I see that you're really like
Ben zeroing in on it.
I'm
Dialed in.
I didn't entirely zero in on it, but I zeroed in on the benefits. And I was like, oh, I see what you're doing here. You're getting a lot of fucking freebies out of this thing.
Yeah.
And you were like, you just put that fucking big old chiclet grin up.
Like
and
you were one of the first. You're basically the first one. Like, oh, you get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what was happening.
You were maybe, let's put it this way, you were putting up with some bullshit because the river of goodies was fucking flowing.
I mean, ultimately, there was clearly a major, major price to pay. That was not free food at the end of the day. But in the moment,
I love talking around all
but
day.
in the moment, I mean, that was free sushi, free drinks, whatever it might be, free ale house.
But I feel like when
and at the time, I was not in the same financial position I am, say, today, where it wouldn't matter. So it's like, oh, I can
listen to this cocksucker.
So,
Richie Rich over here letting us all know.
No. I mean, I'm not saying I'm like well off, but it's like I can, I don't. Something like that wouldn't matter to me. But back then, it's like, hey, I don't have the same income that I have, and I'm gonna ride the rat wave.
It's always a good idea to ride the rat wave.
Did you just label her? Did you give her pronoun? Rat?
Well,
rat/rodent?
you can remove me in any way, shape, or form, and she's still a rat.
Okay.
Hi-oh.
I mean, that's just the bottom line.
I feel like we're walking that line right now. Because if anybody gets a call out of this, it's gonna be Ben. There's no doubt.
She'll never hear it.
You know what? It's been about 3 years, almost to the day. A little more than 3 years.
I thought you said 4 years.
Since I last spoke to her.
Okay.
It ain't happening.
Oh, okay.
I mean, am I get a Daniela Larez inbox?
Hi-yo.
I mean, no.
Listen to him.
I know.
That's why I love having Blake on the podcast.
No. She's not reaching out to me. She's not like listening to minute,
but
87 of this podcast.
My point is that you're getting all these like this rat treatment, but her husband is right there watching it the whole time.
And it's supposedly okay.
Yeah, right. Except that by the end of the weekend, I was just telling them, he was plotting the fight he was going to pick with you for 10 fucking hours. From the minute we Ubered, no, he was probably talking about it in the room while he was going between WrestleMania viewing parties, ours and our room.
Well, so you got to remember
Jarrett's.
it all started back in Boca when you guys came to me, and he was all sour because was I not 100% ready when you arrived? And he was pissed already because didn't y'all miss an event that he's normally at because he went like a little later than normal because we're going Thursday instead of like Wednesday or something?
Maybe there was.
So he was already in with the salty chip on his shoulder before he even left his house.
right.
So it's like, and of course, I'm driving, and he's not in control, so he's going to take it out on me.
That was a key thing back in the day when we would go and do these legs, and we would go to like these towns and do like a whole a week of shows and stuff. He always drove, and he called every shot along the way.
Different set of circumstances,
right? He was out. The only control he had was over the beers in his cooler.
Because at this point, I'm anticipating 7 shows over the course of Thursday, Friday, Saturday. You know, Saturday loaded shows like back to back to back in the downtown rec center, and you know JB's got his shit going on. Whatever, I did get paid for it, but you know a lot of those shows got canceled. But nonetheless, I had one Thursday night, so you know for him to go, you had to wait for me.
Right.
So I was going, and I was basically going to work the show and then do the Wrestlemania.
Right.
But he's all worried about, you know, the pre party and like the this and then that.
Well, I think they used to have one of those deals that was like very VIP, where it was like you bought a ticket and it was one of those
you
early
hang out
parties.
with Conan or something.
No. It was one of those ones where it was like with like Hunter and Steph and like the bigger people that you would.
He does that stuff.
I think he did it one year or wanted to do it this year. I don't know the year that we were talking about, something like that. I think that was what was on Wednesdays, because there's nothing else going on. It's all if there's anything going on Wednesday,
unless there's like a WrestleCon related thing.
Yeah, but even then, I don't think WrestleCon started that soon.
Oh yeah,
Wednesday.
It could have been like one of those shows.
I don't know.
I mean, but I feel like he was missing something or not being somewhere where he wanted to be at this time he wanted to be.
It could, and it could have been something stupid like one of those sushi lunches with Norman and company and all that stuff. It could have been as simple as that.
Yeah.
But I was telling them that usually on these trips, and it applied to this one, was that once he started drinking, everyone was like in a foxhole with their helmet until he decided which person was going to be his victim for the weekend.
And he started drinking right out of the chute.
Bro, he was drinking on the way up to yours.
Correct.
Your place. And I was surprised that you didn't like make him not drink in your car. Or did you just feel that wasn't a battle worth fighting?
I think that was one of those things. It was like, it was Thursday. We were going to be there Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, leaving Monday morning. There was going to obviously be more battles.
Right.
So
pick them.
I think it was one of those things.
That was a smart move.
Hey, like you know, I had partaken, you know, before we left, and then, or no, maybe I didn't know because I had a show, so I didn't. Yeah. But it was whatever. It was a lot of whatever it was.
And we all have those moments with Jackie where we always something happens, and you go, should I fight this or should I wait for the bigger war down the road?
Right.
Where you just go, I'm going to let him slide, and that's why he got away with a lot.
As long
because
as he's
people
able,
didn't want to interact with him.
I think it was
way.
one of those things where it was like, as long as he's able to have his cooler in the car, by the time we get to where we're going, he'll be fine.
Yeah.
Right.
But he from like the minute I got there, he was picking on Blake from like the minute it's like that we got there.
And that's after the drive up, which was kind
right.
of
Like the minute I met you guys, he was like on your shit. Like everything you were doing, he was like taking jabs.
Which was a relief to me because I knew it wasn't going to be me all weekend.
Usually your business.
Because we all knew. Well, he picked Blake this weekend. We're all safe.
Yep. That's when you start to like pile on and go, fuck it, I'll pick on Blake too. that way Jackie won't turn around and start on me.
Right. But
let me just remind Jackie who he's supposed to be mad at. Fuck you, Blake.
But it's like when I got there, where did I drop y'all off at?
Maybe the hotel.
Because I feel like I went right to the venue.
I think you dropped us off at the hotel. That's where we ran into that's where like we saw like Jeremy Ivins was there already.
Okay.
And I think we bumped into some people like some WrestleCon people, like maybe Helms and his wife at the time or shit like that.
Right, something at the hotel.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like I went right to the venue, and obviously ended up doing a show in front of like 8 people.
Yeah, we had a show in front of 8 people that night.
Oh yeah, Anthony, who'd you work again?
That big black guy. I don't remember his name.
That's
What kind of show are we running
you know
here?
that's not the answer.
Well,
I was expecting.
here's the important question: did you bump?
Of course he bumped.
No, he did a donut spot.
I want to say we did a donut spot. Yeah, that
This
was the
was
whole
the height.
match.
This was the height of.
Oh
Breakfast
no!
Club
You
and
know what?
donut
Wait,
spot.
wait. You were Ace Mayhem. You were Jack.
I did, yes.
Yeah, that's right. You were Jack. Jack's a
There
good
was
guy.
like 8 people in the crowd.
He was on Ballers.
Well,
Yeah, he's a good
whatever.
guy. Yeah, that was pretty wild too. I remember Dave worked Moose, and he was real pissed about it because Moose like didn't want to do anything for Dave,
Oh really?
Really?
That's kind of.
and that's like Moose in 2017.
Yeah.
Not even Moose today, let
Yeah.
alone.
That's who the fuck do you think you are?
Is Moose a thing today?
Moose. Yeah,
He's
like
more of
their-
a thing today than he was in 2017.
He's like their
Really?
champion and stuff.
He's top
wasn't
guy
he?
for
Who? Where?
Impact.
Impact.
Oh,
He's a top guy.
that doesn't matter.
He's still a top guy. I mean, any other company would sign him right now.
Oh, he would just get.
He looks great. He looks fantastic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's yeah.
finally-
I mean, he's definitely leaned out a lot. I mean, no,
Yeah.
he's improved a lot. But either way, so yeah, I went right to there, to Downtown Rec, doing the show, and I feel like Jackie. Did you come?
I don't remember which one we
Because
came.
I
we
feel
came
like
to
Jackie
one, like, the
came.
next. I think I went to one like the next.
No,
night
but the
or
one
something.
before Wale Mania, or did I meet you at Wale Mania?
Oh yeah, no, I think the Wale
Because
Mania.
Jessica was at the show, but I feel like she wasn't alone.
No, yeah, I went. Yeah, I went.
Right. So you saw the Anthony's match.
I think so. Yeah,
Right.
yes. That would be the one I would go to because all of you guys were.
I
on
think
that
the main
show.
event it was Caleb Conley and Reggie Rhythm, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway,
Did we stay that long? I don't remember.
you probably were gone.
Yeah.
Because I think that was the one show everybody got paid. Because he he's like, oh, it's a shitty house, but it was the first one.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. And the next, and he paid me in full at the beginning somehow. I don't even know. Anyway, so
good thing.
yeah, so I remember after the show though, but I feel like I don't remember 100% if you were there.
I don't remember. I was
feel
at
like
a
you were-
show.
I feel like
with
you left
Jessica.
with AJ.
Oh, that's probably good odds.
Because,
Yeah,
obviously Jessica stayed, and it was one of those things where what happened, Marco?
Oh, it looks like A-Rod and billionaire Mark Lore finalizing a deal to purchase the Timberwolves.
I just saw that.
So
I just
A-Rod
have to
can't
look,
get the Mets, so he's gonna go take a bite of the T-Wolves. That's funny.
Just gotta get your foot
I
in
knew
the
some
door.
sort of breaking news.
Yeah.
So then Jessica and I go over to what was that? I don't even remember.
Thursday was Wale Mania.
I don't remember the name of the club.
Oh yeah, I don't know either.
But we went to Wale Mania, and I remember walking in, and I want to say, were you guys there? I don't remember if you guys were there, or I'm saying like to go like outside.
I think we had to meet up with him because he had the names on our names on the list or something.
Yeah, but I feel like some people I don't know if you guys were already inside, but I remember going inside and it not being that big of a deal in terms of getting in. Like it was pretty easy.
It might have been. It seemed like everyone was back in this quote special area.
Right, but I'm saying like it didn't. It wasn't difficult to get in. Like they didn't give us a tough time.
No.
Yeah, so we just walked in, and then, it was a mix of everyone.
Yeah. My favorite moment of that night was the Meltzer.
Blew it off Jackie.
Fucking totally big timing Jackie.
It's funny because Meltzer, I feel like, is Jackie in a way.
Oh yeah. if Jackie had ever channeled this passion into something
Like
productive,
if Jackie took if Jackie took it to media,
yeah,
like that's Meltzer.
yeah,
100%.
but with better connections and actually not making shit up.
Right.
Yeah.
Like actually has the access.
Right.
Yeah. So Wale Mania, that was a lot of fun. It's funny because looking back, I feel like
We were talking about how TK blew his chance with fake Blake.
and that was when fake Blake looked a little better and wasn't carrying TJ Perkins' baby.
Wow.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot.
I didn't know that was is that a thing?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know. That makes sense now because those pictures she wasn't.
Couldn't happen to two worse people. Good for them.
I mean, she not married. She managed the Dirty Blondes at NMLW, and I mean, he was there, and I imagine her in-ring days are probably over.
They never started, buddy.
you know, her,
I hate to ruin it for you.
her attempts to work singles matches.
Pickle Girl is gonna go a lot further than she ever will.
Which one was Pickle Girl?
And I'm like,
The one with Lethal, or was with Lethal.
Yeah, she is going far. She's signed with E.
She signed.
Well, Brandy Lauren.
Yeah,
she
she's
signed.
she did.
She has
Yeah,
not
she's-
debuted on television yet, but I
She
mean,
looks
she's had
good.
she's been on TV, but they haven't
Not.
debuted
I haven't
her
seen her
as,
work.
as a signed talent.
I haven't seen her work, but I saw an Instagram picture yesterday. She looks great.
Certainly looks great. Listen,
Yeah.
I think she has a long way to go. I've always had.
You know what's funny is both of those girls
Started at Mark's.
at Mark's.
Yeah,
Right.
At the,
started Uproar.
at the Uproar.
Lethal Academy,
Yep.
Yeah.
which is now he's got Tampa Bay Pro with Connor from Ascension and David Mercury as the trainers.
Mm.
But anyway, so
Yeah.
Wally Mania.
Yeah. That was it. I mean, that Jack.
And the Amy Rose incident.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I don't remember the details of that. It was just that she big.
I think it was
right?
just on the way out, and Amy Rose, us, South Florida, we know her a little more personally than some of the other people. And at this point, not even doing stuff with ROH.
right.
I mean, now at least
All she was doing.
now at least she can say, "Hey, I'm on TV every week. I'm managing top people."
You know
even
what?
if it's completely ridiculous.
No.
It's still a
Back then, it was her.
because she was buddies with Camille.
Back then, it was her in the on camera in the fan, in the stands, trying to get seen, like
Right.
making weird poses.
At
And
NXT,
remember that?
at NXT at
yeah.
Full Sail.
Yeah.
Right, no, but at this point though, she was like really buddies with Camille,
Mm-hmm.
who obviously now is top
The
female
NWA. Yeah.
entity NWA, but
The LFL girl, Lingerie Football League girl.
Oh, okay.
used to date Braun Strowman.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, but at the time they were really tight,
Yeah.
and she was kind of working the sidekick gimmick, and was rubbing shoulders with people that were a little more over, and felt that she didn't have to say hi to us.
Didn't have to acknowledge. Like we gave a shit, but Jackie's the one that actually, because I remember
Jackie gave a shit.
Well, we had gone out a couple of times as groups, and she had, I think one time, remember that one time she came back?
She went to food
Beast,
with us.
the Beast. She went to Jackie's house with Beast.
Yeah, I think Beast made a move on her, and
she
freaked
ran out.
and ran out.
Yep.
But she's been to Jackie's home.
Yeah.
Right.
So then
like at 2:30 in the morning.
Right, so to then big time the guy, I get why he was like, fuck
Yeah.
you. So he cut a promo. He didn't cut a promo on her, though. He cut it on her friend, right? And so you tell your friend... I don't remember what he said. I think I heard it secondhand. But one of you two must have been, you or Anthony must have been standing there at the time and heard it.
Yeah,
But-
he went off, but he was like incoherent. Went off on her. Like he was like. But here's the thing: is there a chance that there's a reason she snubbed him, like that we don't know about?
Like what?
Oh, I get you. I get what AJ is saying. Like something happened.
Like
that
maybe
we
he
don't
drunk
know.
messaged her at 2:00 in the morning one night.
Yeah.
Because is that possible?
There's definitely
I mean-
a possibility. Like if I had to guess in the same, I like the direction Anthony's going.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
it could be a comment on a post, maybe
Something.
something like maybe alluding to something.
And it was probably during one of
Like
his.
what you're doing right now, alluding? Yeah, I understand.
But it was probably like because he would do that. He would post shit and then forget.
Or Jackie does like the Denzel in Training Day. Like I made you, right? It's like
Right.
like people know who you are because of me. Like
Yeah.
he could have done that one night.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows?
Because he was he was definitely a scorekeeper.
I would
where he would like,
Oh,
and
he,
if
well, I
you
messaged you 3 times. You messaged me twice.
but
That's
it was
100%.
But no, I knew him for 20 fucking years. And as soon as it was time for him to cut a promo on you, he was going back to 1999 all the way to today and go through a timeline of how he did more for you than you did for him. And it was fantastic.
No, like back in 1998, I did more for you. So here in
I
2016,
remember when I introduced you to Viscera and just ridiculous shit.
Viscera!
Did I ever tell you that story about Jackie was lit off his ass lit off his ass. We were in Tampa, and he wanted to get Viscera's autographs for some photos. He started following Viscera. Viscera hopped in a car, and Viscera started driving like 100.
And by all accounts, like a
100
super nice guy.
Super nice guy. But he got in a car and started driving like 100 miles an hour. And I'm sitting shotgun with Jackie, who can barely say the word straight line, let alone draw or drive or walk one, chasing after Viscera 100 miles an hour in his big Ford Explorer truck. I'm like, oh my God, this is the night I die. This is the night I die. I'm gonna die. And it was for Viscera of all people, you know?
Oh, fucking A.
By the way, before we get into
I was going to point that out.
I was going to show you that I have it in a koozie because it was cold and I didn't want it.
Is that the official
I didn't
beer?
want it sweating everywhere. This is Jackie's last Bud Light that he ever left here.
Still kicking.
Still kicking. Well, I'm going to get a display case for it. But
actually, you get one of those like pop figure cases.
This
Might
was-
fit perfect for it.
we were there for that night when he showed up and he had like a 24 pack or something or an 18.
I remember this.
And he had drank all but one, and he wanted to take this as a roadie, and Jessica wouldn't let him. And he said, "I'll be back for that one." And here we
Obviously
are.
not
It's
back.
Still, he never came back for it.
So, where were we?
Well, we were at Wrestlemania,
Wrestlemania.
where basically it was heaps of disrespect all night. Whether it was a Meltzer or an Amy Rose.
And then he was, prime time, 2 a.m, utilizing the Amy Rose incident to make a scene.
Yeah.
In downtown back alley Orlando. And then from there, I think we went back to the hotel.
Was that the night? Were you with us when we went to the 24-hour diner?
Okay.
And he almost got arrested by the cops?
So there's really 3 nights we're working with here: Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I think that was the night with the diner.
Yeah.
It was Thursday night. I think from
Action
Wrestlemania,
packed.
we went to the diner.
Yeah. But you were there.
100% there.
Okay.
AJ was there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Zane Riley was there, who unfriended me when I made fun of Fauci not wearing a mask at the baseball game last summer.
No, he didn't.
Yep. Noticed it that day.
Wow.
Yep.
Well, Blake's the guy.
That's me. I'm
This
such a
is
Costanza thing.
This is the best thing because you are so Costanza about this. Is that you have the app that lets you know as soon as someone unfriends you. You also are totally on top of comments.
Yeah.
I feel like you at the beginning of the day you set alerts for threads so that you could see comments later.
I think Facebook knows. It's like it wants me to see certain stuff.
You never miss it. I'm like, how does he catch this stuff?
It's like a light scroll or a little peep here or there. It's not as in depth as you'd think. Facebook knows.
It feels like sometimes like you have algorithms running on a second computer to send you alerts when people on your shit list start fucking running their mouths because you always catch it.
Yeah, it's a little bit too much social media, and I can't do that kind of shit.
Yeah, you're barely on Facebook.
Yeah, you guys have to tell me when the shit happens.
But yeah, that we were talking about it the other day. Do you remember anything about that night with how close did the cops come to giving him bracelets that night? It wasn't that.
I think they were just annoyed.
It wasn't that.
I don't think they were close to putting him, taking him out of the place.
Scaring
But,
him, maybe.
If he, let's say he would have escalated the noise or maybe made 1 to 2 additional comments, then things might have changed.
Right. And
But I think he was right on
never-
the threshold of them being annoyed or actually doing something.
But that's the line that Jackie walked at all times.
he never.
he got their attention, but not enough to say we got to do something about
He did that to everybody, though. All of us included. Where he would push your buttons to the point where you're like, "Come on, Jackie, say one more fucking thing. Say one more thing. Go ahead, say it." And he knew that you were there, and he would just go, "Hey, nothing but love," or some stupid shit like that. And
What are you watching over there?
Pre-show.
I'm watching it too. It's actually
Quick tangent. How old do you feel seeing Booker T and JBL as the main anchor guys on the pre-show?
right. And I haven't watched WWE in so long. I just realized that New Day's wrestling AJ and this giant man that I don't know his name.
Omos.
How did that even happen?
Omos or what?
Yeah, Omos. Making his debut.
Yeah.
In-ring debut.
That guy's gigantic, but he also is.
I'm actually looking forward to that.
He's actually like in good shape. He's not like every other giant you see like that. Like,
and you know, Woods and Kofi will bump all over the place.
Right.
I don't know.
So it's a perfect debut spot.
I don't have a fucking clue what y'all talking about.
You know what?
Big
I'm
7-foot guy with AJ.
Bad Bunny.
Oh, okay.
Is Bad Bunny tonight?
Yeah.
I think Bad Bunny is
tomorrow.
tonight. I think it is tonight. Tonight's the less. Tomorrow night's the stronger card.
Tonight is the night that's going to convince Marco not to come over for tomorrow night.
It's 100% gonna happen. 100%.
That's pretty accurate.
Yeah. No.
So
I could swear that bar moved on your shirt. It's loaded.
that's good. That's good.
Well, actually, it's inaccurate because we're well over the halfway point. So.
By the way, because we usually do this we've been doing this as a long running tradition, and since this is that podcast, why don't you do your segment right now?
Oh, it's the what to expect app time.
He has an app that tells you each week how big your baby is, but it measures it in the most random of fucking objects.
There's 3 categories. There's fruits, movie and TV props, and 80s and 90s nostalgia.
Are those always the categories?
Yes. Yes. So every week.
So the app's a rib.
The app, we find out's a bit of a rib because our baby's not near as big as some of these things would suggest. But then again, they say, your baby's as big as a banana. And you're like, well, bananas can be all kinds of sizes.
You have a coconut.
Yeah. So like this week, we're in week 22. Your baby's as big as a red bell pepper. your baby's as big as a Wonka Exceptional Scrumdiddlyumptious chocolate bar. I know I fucked that up. And your baby's as big as the astronaut ice cream package. More importantly,
the freeze-dried ice cream.
The freeze-dried ice cream.
How stoned do you have to be to think of that as the item to compare?
Right.
Bro, but we found out we found out like the app's inaccurate because our baby is not near that size yet. But it's fun. It's fun. But
I like Peter Rosenberg.
It is a Fugazi app.
The radio guy?
Yeah, I like it.
The what?
Peter Rosenberg.
Random.
Oh, yeah, that's
He's on
fucking
the
random.
panel.
Okay. Well, you're the only one watching it.
He's just
Well,
he's
I
shouting out
gotta
names.
make sure there's no matches. If there's a match, I gotta do at least a little update. But anyway,
like that Marlins Mets shit that happened to us on the radio the other
that was
day.
glorious.
Oh fucking Christ! Of course, I'm talking to the one guy. I'm the one guy in South Florida who watched it and went, "Yes,
Right.
you guys were gonna win that game anyway. Our closer is trash."
Well, you've never seen a Mets game, I guess. So anyway,
They're competing for ways to lose.
So we're in the diner. Yeah, he's just going off. He's being extra obnoxious. Feeding off the Wale mania. Still riding high. I don't. And in classic Jackie. See, that's the thing.
Once he's in aggressive mode, because he's now has been disrespected twice and had words with one of them. That now he's
looking for a target.
Yeah, he's like, until he gets it all out or sleeps it off.
And if I'm not mistaken, he went pretty light on me that night. Like, I don't really remember a lot of heat on me that.
Well,
first
because
night.
there were other places.
There's other stuff
There was
going
other
on.
people, yeah.
But also for the people listening. I mean, some of them probably Jackie's friends, but we know him. He didn't eat. Like, he never ate. Like, he rarely ate meals.
Well, what's funny?
So like, we'd be at the diner. I mean, he might have been drinking like Diet Coke. Like he wasn't eating food or anything. So I mean, he's just consuming alcohol.
He would get an occasional chili.
Yeah, but he's like, he's just full alcohol.
Or like you were there for when they did the room service thing we were talking about earlier.
Oh, that's
where it was the chicken tendies.
I have videos
fries.
that's of catching him, being a little kid doing that stuff.
Yeah.
Legs crossed on the ottoman.
Crisscross applesauce.
We just talked about this.
Legs crossed on the ottoman.
You would know if you were here.
Thanks.
No, but
thanks, Dad.
But it's good for him to he
Yeah.
just told the detail for detail, which
Oh,
is like,
yeah.
like we're not making this shit up.
Jack, you didn't have to. You never have to.
But it's also
embellish.
but the thing is,
But that goes to she ordered that for him to make him eat because he hadn't eaten
I was
in
just
3
saying
days.
it's the stamping the feet.
Right.
Give me this, give me that. And then she orders it, then it comes, and he's like sitting there
Like a
waiting
child.
for it, like banging on the thing.
But that was the only way to get him to eat.
Right.
Like
I
he
mean,
probably
he'd
had
have like one meal a day.
yeah. And
But
it
he'd
wasn't
also,
much.
but and a lot of it would be after drinking.
yeah.
But yeah, so that was pretty much the gist of Thursday, if I recall.
Yeah.
Who was Zayn with, Anthony? Was he alone? No, he had to be with
Yeah, he
someone.
was by himself.
Was he?
He
I
so
felt
like
he
you
was
were
just
the guy
walking
like
by.
so like you were the guy that brought him over.
No. he was walking by.
He was walking through.
Yeah, but obviously there had to
Right.
be like someone we were with where you like felt comfortable enough to hang out.
Oh yeah. Because I was.
Because at the time
that
you were
point-
working with him a lot.
I was working with him. Right.
Oh, this is horse shit. So while we're doing this, I'm ordering pizza for Mania. Fucking Domino's doesn't deliver here anymore.
Well, I don't even.
Sorry, delivery is temporarily unavailable for this store. You can place an order for carryout.
Did you not know that Ben likes Jets Pizza?
There's no Jets pizzas around here.
There's the fuck there isn't.
How funny is it that Ben likes the Jets?
I knew that was coming from you.
I mean, it's too easy.
Listen,
But
totally unrelated.
so Friday, I got stuff pretty much all day. And then you guys were doing
I feel like
whatever.
Friday was
you guys were at
uneventful.
WrestleCon, I think.
Yeah, we did like the convention.
We went to WrestleCon.
Yeah, I didn't go to WrestleCon. You
I
guys
think
were
we
at
might have had Jackie with us for a little bit,
You
but
were-
it involved walking.
Right.
So
Right.
he wasn't going to be
Right.
with us for long.
But I think he was at WrestleCon, I'd imagine.
yeah, because
Because
like
his friends were there.
Donna and Tracy and whatever were working
Yeah,
animals.
right.
Yeah.
Right. Over there with
Kim,
with
all
Joe
those,
and,
yeah.
and what's his name? Who else is he always with? Was always with? I thought there was someone else.
Who, Joe?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Uh,
I don't remember who they were at.
yeah.
Who they sit.
Yeah, I remember it was Donna and Kim at when I last was with them. It was those
Talk
two
to somebody.
helping out.
Where were you?
Um,
Where were you Sunday when we watched WrestleMania?
So
You
my,
went.
my college roommate,
You went to it,
who
right?
I've been to 5 WrestleManias with,
Okay.
him and another guy, like we got the tickets and I went with them.
That's your Jackie.
That's my jacket. Yeah, and so I basically at some point Sunday morning we went to brunch in downtown, and actually ironically it was right by it had like drinks and stuff. I was a little like tipsy. And then I remember we were going to get smoke a blunt, and like in the 7-Eleven we saw like all the WNN guys, because it was right by the spot where they were doing their downtown gimmick, where the Hardys actually were doing something. And
Right.
they did it, at this point it was, maybe noon, and then they split to
go do the WrestleMania.
to get ready
thing.
for, in my opinion, one of the coolest things I've ever seen as a fan.
Right.
That was definitely one of the coolest.
Back when there were fans
yeah.
at the shows.
Yeah. And then then Sunday then we took like some
So you avoided him most of the day. You were doing your own thing.
so Sunday, so then I took a bus with them. Oh, so this is I think a new nugget that I don't know if I've ever revealed here on the airwaves.
Oh, I love
Because I don't, whatever. It's 2021. It's relaxed rules. We can talk a little bit about the green stuff.
Yeah.
So, as I said, we went to go smoke a blunt, had some drinks in me, whatever. But we walk over and we take this bus, and I'm like kind of bucked up at this point. But it's like, I don't know, 4 or 5 in the afternoon. So it's like Mania hasn't started yet, but we're gonna get there, and by the time we get in, like the pre-show should be getting ready. So then I'm like doing WrestleMania trivia on like this bus, like I'm like popping all these marks. It's great. So then we get to the stadium.
Oh, you were answering questions, or were you,
No, I was answering questions.
or were you being the Simon Says on the bus?
No, I was answering questions.
Okay.
Nobody
I-
wants.
I was-
Just Simon Says.
Nobody wants to be
that,
Simon Says.
that's pretty good. So then we get to the stadium, and I go, holy shit. I have actually, it's in my pocket right now, the exact same pill case filled with weed. And I say to myself,
I'm looking at that and I'm remembering that case from that trip.
and I'm thinking to myself, what in the fuck do I do? Because I have this pill case.
I'm so impressed you
There's
have it
weed
for
in
4
it.
fucking years.
It's wild. I've had it way longer than that. So I go, what do I do with it? So I go, do I throw it in some random bush and then hope it's there when I come back and like remember exactly where it is?
Jesus.
Or do I literally just nut up and put this thing, because it's not metal,
Up your ass?
put it in my balls?
Oh.
So I put it in my underwear. I mean, this thing, touching, they became best buds. So
Buds.
I walked through the metal detector and I was good to go.
Yeah.
So I'm in the stadium. And of course, within like 30 minutes, who do I see but one Jason Proskurin?
Mm.
You know, so that adds to the, and he takes the selfie like in Jackie fashion. You know, has to take.
Speaking
the
of Jason Proscarin, I put my post.
he's got to be at the stadium
about WrestleMania being rained out, and he goes, "I'm here working. It's letting up now."
Yeah.
He's obviously
He called me. He called me Wednesday or something.
He's obviously a little sensitive.
He was
about
telling me what a stressful environment it is there.
I can imagine.
Like
fans are back.
Like he's working in the upper level around like the top people in the office. Like he set up the communications for Vince's office one day, et cetera, et cetera. He said it's exactly like what they talk about, where everyone's on eggshells.
Yeah.
Everyone's afraid, living like in fear of losing their job 24/7.
Well,
It's crazy.
I guess we're back to normal.
Yeah.
So I get in the stadium. You know, I take in Mania. Jackie wasn't even at Mania. He's watching it with
No, he stayed.
Jeff Jarrett.
No, he was in my room halftime and then would float over to Jarrett's.
It's
float
funny
back and
because
forth.
I ended up working with Jeff like, I don't know, I guess it was like a year and a half later, and we had like a good rapport, and I never got a chance to talk about Jackie, but it's like,
because they love him.
yeah, I was like,
Him and Karen.
yeah, I never, and you know, and I met Karen a couple times, but yeah, I never got a chance to actually.
Well, you'll bump into him again.
I hope.
Yeah.
You know, at the time, this is right before he signed again. But yeah, so that was funny because he watched it with what Animal.
Yeah, they had they were like Animal was there, and I was talking Borash was there, who Jackie had to eat with,
Right, JB,
and how that's always a stressful ball of.
Well, you were at the the Foley thing, right?
No, what Foley thing?
The comedy at
No,
Hard Rock.
I didn't go to that.
Well, Brody got us all tickets,
Okay.
and I went with Jackie was there, whatever. There's a handful of us, and JB was like the guy at Foley at the time. I think he was signed with TNA,
Yeah,
and
which is the only way you're able to do this kind of stuff.
right. So Borash was like, I guess, opening for him, I think, if I recall.
Jesus Christ! Everyone thinks they're funny, man.
Right. And Jackie and JP, like, obviously didn't get along. I mean, there was no interaction. I mean, it was very awkward. But, yeah, so, I took in Mania, and then I remember it took forever to get back to downtown, like the Lyft situation, Uber situation. I mean, it was just wild.
So did we see you at the hotel before we left?
I don't remember. So from Mania, you went back to our hotel and then to the WWE hotel?
Well, we watched at our hotel.
Right. Okay.
So
And
once
then,
it was over, I think
like, I got back at like 12:30.
I feel like
And Mania was over at what? Well, actually, no. No. Mania was over at 12.
I feel like we left as soon as the show was over. So you wouldn't have been back.
Undertaker did his deals like midnight.
So you wouldn't have been back.
I got back at like, I say 1:30.
Yeah. So we were long gone.
I want to say it was like it took me like over an hour to get back. Yeah, I'd say somewhere between like 1:15 and 1:30. And, back in the hotel, she might have been there. I don't remember.
She was, because she didn't go. I was just me and him. She didn't want to deal
But
with
I
it.
feel like someone else was there. Like, it wasn't just me and her. I feel like maybe Valente.
Maybe. What are you doing?
He's cooking.
You fat fuck.
I'm fucking setting my dinner. It's fucking midnight. This is who the fuck is
Midnight.
listening to
Let me
a
tell you
2-hour podcast?
Can I tell you something? I know you don't listen.
Saturday
But
night.
he ends every other podcast either ends with him having to take a shit or he's got to start cooking.
Saturday night at 7:30, and he's freaking out.
Oh my god.
Well, because I'm going to get a call like by Wednesday, and he's going to go, nobody listened to the podcast. We had 12 listeners. Because it's 2 fucking hours long. Nobody's going to listen to this.
But it's the Jackie special.
Because maybe we need to break this up into 2 parts.
Maybe
It's not
No,
2 hours long. We're not even close to 2 hours.
Anyway,
I feel like I've been on since 2 o'clock.
it's
While Blake was taking long walks on the beach.
you know what? That's literally what I was doing.
It's all about the tan, buddy. It's
I
all
was,
about
I
that
was
natural
literally
tan.
taking long walks on the beach.
hey Tubby, go eat a Snickers.
So, so I got back at that point, and
Because I'll tell you, as WrestleMania went on,
and I remember 450 who was sharing the room. He had at the time there was that Wrestle Circus company. They had a deal at midnight, so like he wasn't back until super.
him and Machiko were in the room.
right.
I just remember that near the second half of the show, when he was in our room, because he was floating back and forth, he was already formulating the fight he was going to have with you in the morning.
Well, that's not the least bit shocking.
He was formulating it then. He talked about it the whole Uber over, on and off, while he was in such a state. I've never seen him this drunk as when he was at that hotel. When he fell flat on his face in front of everyone in the middle of the lobby.
WWE hotel.
Yes.
Didn't like Kofi come over?
Right in front of Kofi.
Right. Yeah.
They all jumped up out of their seats and ran over to help him.
Well, they had to, yeah.
That was the best.
They couldn't let it go.
That was the best. This, as drunk as he was and as sloppy as he was still quick in the mind. He took the face plant and started to get up. He knows. He's laughing. He immediately got up and had the fucking excuse. He's like, "Damn wife made me wear these slick shoes."
God, but you know what the best part about it is? He probably said it so slurred, but like
No, it was perfect. It was
so funny.
masterful.
That's so funny. And as we're closing in on, the real meat of the incident, we haven't even discussed the prior night. I guess it was maybe Friday night, the whole Hassan thing.
See, why don't we just talk about that and then call it a day? Because we know
The
that.
what thing?
Yeah, I don't know what the Hassan thing is.
I don't know what the fuck.
Anthony
the Hassan
was
thing is
there.
either.
Ben, you weren't there, I don't think.
I was in the room.
Maybe it was me.
No, not maybe. It was Jesse.
Well, let's
It was ODB was in there. It was what's her name? Burchill.
Katie Lee Burchill.
Yeah, I was there.
No, right, but this was
There were two random
but
fucking
this might have
fans
been
that
a
came in
different right. This I think they were with her, but this might have been a different time. But I specifically remember Anthony, Jackie, me, and MVP,
there. Okay.
and we were partaking,
Uh-huh.
and then we had a pretty lengthy discussion about Colin Kaepernick.
Oh, yeah.
I was around for that.
So Ben was in the room. I mean, I figured you were.
I was
there.
in the room.
I just didn't remember you because you didn't really partake. That's what.
No one ever invites me.
So that was, I mean, first of all, gotta love MVP. Tip the cap to the guy. I mean, great run right now. But he's obviously, a little serious when it comes to the social justice stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So having a discussion about Colin Kaepernick, who, we're sitting here saying, not because of he's black or because he kneeled or anything, but he's not any good. And he we're trying to come from a different angle. And it was so tense. And,
It's just as tense as people get when they talk about Tim Tebow.
it's like you really have to toe that line because it's like you say something wrong and holy racism.
holy racism.
It's MVP.
Yeah, it's true.
Who knows what he's going to do?
That's true. He could have stabbed you in the face.
Because
He could have left you on the road on Alligator Alley.
put it this way.
Like AJ.
I already know something else he was doing that weekend. So I'd imagine he would do anything else.
He was playing chess in the park.
Who? Somebody he was doing?
Yeah.
Okay, now I understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Everyone got a turn on that, huh?
Well,
Hi-oh.
that wasn't the first time. yes, that was.
See, these are the things that we're going to eventually not talk around. Not this year, maybe next year, maybe on the 5-year anniversary.
It's like he's still trying to get me to talk around the whole Seth
Hey,
stuff.
I don't mean to cut you guys off, but there's a Nigerian drum.
Oh, is that going down right now?
Did we lose AJ?
He probably
Yeah.
Is the
he's
drum
breaking
match
up.
right now, AJ? Because I mean, you might be a few seconds ahead of me.
But they just said that it's Big E versus
It's
uh,
Apollo Crews.
in a Nigerian drum fight. What the fuck
Yeah,
is
for
that?
the IC title.
Are you fucking serious?
It's gonna be a gimmick match that we've never seen before, so we'll see what happens.
I wish he was from whatever country those pallbearers are from.
I was thinking
Yes.
the same thing. Like, why couldn't they just incorporate them?
And they don't even have to bring the real guys in. Just have
Right.
Just
Hire some. It's Orlando. There's plenty of guys that dancing on the street
some
doing that.
Just get some extras.
Yeah. Yeah, there's plenty of local shitty indie guys that would love to fucking tell their kids about this 30 years down the road is the only consequential thing they've ever done in the business.
But so the MVP thing, that was fun. I mean, it was a fun hangout with
That was a fun
all
hang.
those people.
Even
But
when
I
it got
but I remember that being like a real tense thing because I remember
Colin
sitting there
Kaepernick.
and I was like,
Colin
you know,
Kaepernick.
I was a little stoned. I was like, geez, this is pretty tense. Like we're talking about MVP, like you know, at any second this guy could get pissed. You know, who knows?
Hassan was always a nice guy though around me.
Oh, I mean,
I've never seen that side. Well, then again, I also was never running around Jackie, so
I also never really discussed race with him.
yeah. It's just kind of you don't walk up to like someone like Hassan like. So let's talk about social justice.
Yeah, and it's like, I mean, look at me, I'm white as fuck. He's probably like, oh,
Yeah,
this
you have a
guy.
nice tan going there from
You?
your walk.
You were probably
Yeah, but Hassan, like Hassan, like that's just you don't talk about that.
No,
Like,
no.
No, I mean, like I mentioned that the Raiders losing in a good game to the Patriots on the tuck rule, and he tried to kick me out of the car. I can't even imagine a Colin Kaepernick like if it went any further, like what would have happened?
Exactly.
Like he could have stabbed somebody.
Correct. So, yeah, so that was that. But then I guess, you know, we get to Sunday, and I pretty much passed out, and you guys, I guess, got back sometime in the middle of the night.
we got back like at 5 a.m.
Right. And I was planning on waking up, you know, 8-ish or so with
He
to depart by around 9.
he said, "Oh, he wants to go first thing, so we're going to go first thing. I'm going to wake him up right when it's time to go." And you know, and he literally, we got back 5:30, didn't sleep, just waited until like until it was like 7:30. I don't remember what it was because it was pretty close to when you were going to set your alarm, anyways. But it was just a little.
I
early.
remember, if I remember correctly, he woke me up around 8, and the alarm was maybe set for 8:15.
Yeah. Okay.
It was like something where the alarm went off during the whole thing.
Yeah.
Like it was only minutes later.
Yes. I remember the alarm going off
Yeah.
because you were like, "See, I set the alarm." You know. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it was one of these things where I you know, he was clearly not sober, and I mean, he wanted to fight.
No, he kept the party going from the minute he had been drinking since Sunday morning, all the way through Monday. Literally 24-hour drinking.
And the thing is, you know, just to add more to it, I am asleep, and then sometime between me going to sleep and him arriving in the room, who else joins the bed?
Yeah,
Correct.
yeah.
So
His wife.
I'm sure he's not like thrilled that she's in the bed with me, even though when I went to bed, she wasn't in the bed.
Yeah, see, what's funny is that, like, there were 2 beds.
And 4:15 Machiko were in the other bed.
Right. I guess Jackie didn't sleep anyway.
Well, Jackie doesn't sleep.
Right, he didn't sleep because
He just waits.
He was waiting 2 hours for you to turn into a pumpkin.
But in general, he never slept.
And, well, not when he was doing this. Listen to this noisy motherfucker. What is he doing?
Fucking, I'm hungry, you motherfuckers.
So much noise. Cook quietly.
I got steak going. I got some meat. I got mac and cheese, homemade mac and cheese.
Fat fucking piece
Sounds
of
good.
shit. So, I know that I had pushed 2 chairs together and was sleeping on 2 chairs.
Right, Ben was doing the ultimate bum job.
Yeah.
And I feel like you stole one of the chairs from like a TK.
No, TK wasn't there.
No, but like from like a previous night.
Right. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was
Yeah,
his-
like Ben got like 2 instead of 1 that
Yeah.
night.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, he woke me up, and you know,
I just remember screaming, yelling and
You know
screaming.
what? And like looking back, I remember in my head, I was like, I'm really close to actually punching him. I was like I didn't want to ever do it, and obviously I'm glad I didn't do it.
I feel like
Not that I would have necessarily like fucked him up or
that would have
something,
been
but
a
like
mess.
I mean, I could have. I
That
mean,
would've-
like who knows what would have happened?
That would have been a mess because 450 was there and he would have probably.
He was
gotten
ready to
in the
fight.
mix.
Like if we fought, he was ready to like.
He was ready,
And
and
he's another guy ready to throw a punch just to throw a punch.
right because we had the run in at downtown.
Well, 450.
Remember that, Marco?
450 beat the fuck out of Lindsey Snow that weekend and had his own police ordeal.
Oh, that's right.
So
We had the whole thing. We had
he's
to
like
pick up
basically
his.
he's like hiding in our room.
Right. He had to pick up his costumes from
Correct.
From her.
There had to be some middleman
handoff.
Some
We did the
ridiculous
handoff.
thing. Right.
Jackie took
But-
him and then gave him to him.
And at the time, he was very much, like on the gas, ready to like fight someone kind of thing. But anyway, so I remember in my head, I was like, he's pushing me so hard. And I was like waiting for him to say something or do something that I felt was enough to just like swing. and then it just never got there.
Yeah.
Like it was
Well,
so
because
close.
you know,
it was so close.
Because it's the same thing. He gets you to that point and then knows to pull back.
You know what though? But it's like I've had very few scuffles in my life, and it's usually because like something happened, like where it's like reactionary, and he woke me up, so I'm just fresh out of waking up, and I'm pissed off, and he'd already been pushing my buttons, already been pissing me off. He was already at like the height of him being ridiculous anyway. I mean, we were like, what, 15 months into like the year of Jackie?
Yeah.
You know?
Right, where he had
Not worked.
Yeah,
And basically been extra ridiculous.
just living in a recliner with the cooler next to him.
Yeah, and you know, he's about to start his pro wrestling tees type thing with I don't remember even who. Might have been Ricky Rash. I don't know.
Right.
It is something where it's like I was like, Jackie, that's pro wrestling tees.
Yeah.
I was like, they have a leg up on you. I was like, you're not. I was like, you're gonna get like one or two random middle, like a Luke.
I think
you're gonna get like a Luke Hawks.
Yeah, he was going to get his friends to
You know, it's like, but yeah, I was like, Jackie, I'm not. I was like, yeah, you can make me a shirt. You know, no, it was your boy Howard Baum.
Oh, I hate that guy.
Howard Baum.
I hate that guy.
Actually,
I'll never forgive
I
him
like-
for
I like Howard Baum.
the Rumble incident.
Yeah.
I'll never forgive
I like
him for
Howard
that.
Baum. I got him now.
That's fine because he talks like history and shit.
And he's very like he's a Seinfeld character,
He is a Seinfeld character.
Yeah.
That's true.
so I kind of
Yeah, he just rubs me the wrong way.
I kind of appreciate that.
He rubs me wrong.
He also stole money.
Well, he didn't
And
steal it. He just stole it.
you know, and here we are, 15 minutes before WrestleMania, no pre-show matches.
That's because of all the rain.
Well, also, they were doing things on SmackDown. They had the
Right,
Rumble.
but like to me, why would you have that right now?
I guess the Andre Rumble just like is useless at this point.
Did he hang up?
I think we lost him. He could call back.
I just heard a beep. Like
Yeah, I went to go-
it sounded like a disconnect.
Yeah, I went to go look at the phone
Because he's pissed.
because I didn't hear any pots and pans.
He's sizzling that steak.
That's all right.
So-
Listen, we started a man short. We'll end a man short.
And you know what? No offense to AJ,
Yeah.
he had already left. So like we're at the point in the story where
Right,
he was
where
already gone.
He's got nothing to contribute.
So I mean, there's no firsthand.
It's your.
Now
Oh,
now
he's
he wants
going
to
back.
talk.
He
I was-
cooked that steak.
I was telling Blake we started a man down. We can end this a man down.
I'm back. I don't know what happened.
Did you do a TikTok?
He went for
I
a
had
walk.
you guys on mute because I'm. No, I went for a walk.
And it's still daylight. So the whole thing goes down, nearly coming to blows. 450 pops up. He gets
Lots
in the
of
middle.
personal stuff being said.
Lots of personal stuff being said. The wife being there. It's obviously
She's trying to
uncomfortable.
diffuse it, and he's taking it as her taking your side. So he starts slinging personal stuff at her too.
Yeah. And Machiko's like mouth agape, like what the fuck's going on?
Right. They're both her and 450 are like, we were perfectly sound asleep, and this is like,
Right, but in my
very
mind,
jarring.
I'm also like,
yeah.
you're sleeping in a free hotel room.
Right.
So like, fuck you.
Right.
And there's 8 people here.
Right. And it's going to be a good story down the line.
Correct. And no one else was in the room, I believe. It was just
Well, that was
you
plenty.
4 besides us.
It was-
besides the 2 of us.
It was you, Jessica, Jackie, me,
and them 2.
450, and Machiko. So you're talking
6.
6 people.
6 people. Right.
Yeah. It was
So,
pretty crowded.
At this point, you wake up, obviously.
Yeah.
But you're like just soaking it in.
Yeah. I'm just laying there like listening.
Ben,
like
just-
it's a podcast.
You're right, but you're like waiting for something to happen.
Right. Because, well, 2 things. I'm the furthest away.
You are.
So physically, by the time a fight comes out, it's going to take me so long to get over there that it's pointless.
Ben's doing the dazed and confused strategy where he punches the guy and he's like, by the time I hit him, everyone's going to come in and break it up.
Yeah. So I'm just listening, and I'm not contributing either way because A, it's not my fight, and B, like I didn't want to be in the crosshairs. Like you were firmly in them, and I was going to let you take the beating.
He said a couple of things where I was like, oh, he like really wants me to like do something.
Oh, absolutely.
You
Absolutely.
know, I was like, he's really like, I don't know why, but he like wants me to do something.
And see, yet that interaction you had with him, usually when it happened with us, it was usually on the thread.
Right.
So
and,
we
and,
never-
then, and then there'd be like a period of time, and then it'd be over.
Yeah,
Someone
and
could walk away.
You were the first.
Right.
You were the first time it happened face to face, and you had to really restrain yourself.
Right, and I'm sure with all the Jessica stuff, he had probably wanted
Oh yeah.
some sort of confrontation for a while.
Yeah.
Which, it is what it is.
like, because I've mentioned to you
It is what it is.
the one time he called me, one of those late night weekend Jackie calls.
Yeah.
Where you're talking to him at 2:30 in the morning, and he's just kind of like a whole range of slurred topics, one going into the next with no like rhyme or reason. At one point, he's like, and then this whole Blake and Jessica thing, and there was the only time he ever like mentioned any like suspicions or paranoias or jealousies or anything. He's like, for all I know, she's sucking his dick. And then he immediately moved on to something.
Yeah.
It just slipped out.
That's,
and I knew, he's got heat with Blake over this whole quote, them two hanging out thing, et cetera, et cetera. And then I'm watching you get meals bought and drinks bought. I'm like, oh, there's that underlying fucking thing right there. It was under his fingernails all weekend.
That's obviously a whole nother podcast, but
Well, you're bringing that up. Well, after he had blocked me because I went on the Conan show, Disco.
I forgot.
And then when he unblocked me because I called him that day about the Miami Dolphins shit, and he says to me, I know you're fucking Jessica. I was like, whoa, what? He's like, I know you are. It's not. You don't even have to tell me. It's not a big deal. But I'm just, I go, Jackie, you were
So
off your fucking rocker,
he's
bro. I was
fishing.
like, I don't
He was
even know where you're
fishing.
coming with this.
He felt
Right.
He probably felt something and wanted to just get the exact what was going on.
Right.
And
And she was there. She was on the phone, like in the background, and I'm like, she's like, don't listen to him because he was fucking, it was one of those like, 16-hour benders he was on. And I was like, you're out of your fucking mind, dude.
She's
and he's like, it's okay, you can just tell me. I was like, oh, you're fucking nuts, dude. Seriously.
what a terrible person. She is a terrible person. Like,
I can't wait for this. I can't wait for this.
Like, wow, just what a terrible person.
Listen to this guy.
I mean, it's true if you really think about it. I mean, just like to come up with like just this plan and just story and scenario and it's when we come to find out like at the 11th hour, like months before the guy is no longer with us, that it's not okay.
Oh, you're talking about things that you don't want to talk about.
Yeah,
and now
we kind of just did, so it's like
we don't have another hour. WrestleMania started. We might have to say this.
nah, I mean that's a whole other episode.
This is the cliffhanger for next year.
We're not in the MTV confessional booth here, buddy.
No, we haven't. No, we haven't.
But what we'll do is by the time Blake's ready to really get all this off his chest, I'll also be ready to talk about Seth.
You said you were ready to talk about Seth 2 podcasts ago, but we had important stuff to talk about last week.
Yeah.
And then this week's anniversary,
speaking of which,
the anniversary of Abandonment Monday.
Yeah.
so much heat with Jen,
Oh yeah.
like totally blew me off.
Oh, you have heat with her. You were trying to do that
I was trying to do it for you guys.
Yeah.
Eskimo brother thing.
Ah.
But, it was a little, hey, here's my contribution to the fuck you Seth campaign.
This is a bummer.
Yeah, and she just, I could probably, reignite that.
It would have been better if
But
it
it's-
happened while we were still working with him.
Yeah.
I was trying.
That
Just
would
so I could look him in the eye in the mornings and know.
That would have been phenomenal.
So anyway, let's kind of take
let's take this home
this to the finish here.
because I got to order pizza.
Let's put a bow on it.
You guys were yelling and screaming at each other. What? I don't remember.
I don't remember the exact.
So you were
barbs.
like just like fuck you, I'm out of here kind of thing.
It got to the point where you know what?
Did you say like you're on your own, or how did it?
I think it got to the point where I was like, he said one or two things I think that were just really, really out of line.
Right.
And I think I got to the point where I was saying to myself, I'm not going to hit him.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to hit him, but like, fuck this guy.
Yeah.
And
But
I'm
where
not-
do you go?
and I'm not-
If it's not gonna go to a fight,
And I'm
what's
just,
the
and I'd
play?
be like,
Yeah.
I'm leaving you.
Yeah.
Like, I'm out of here and fuck you. Because I'm not now driving you home
Right.
after me refraining from hitting you.
And knowing that if you were to drive him home, this argument does not. It would just go for the next 3 hours.
It's likely,
He'd be like-
knowing him, I mean, you're in the car, she'll be in the car. he's not gonna stop.
No.
Right. Especially with an audience.
And like there might be waves in the car, like he might chill, but he might, just hey, we're in Jupiter, let's pick it back up.
Right.
Like,
Something he'll
it's
see
like-
a cow that gave him a wrong look.
It's
Next
like
thing you know.
That disrespectful fucking cow.
every 50 miles, we gotta reignite the flame. So it's funny they're not showing the crowd yet. But yeah, so that's kind of where it was at, and I was like, well, I gotta ride my car. You're obviously coming with me.
Well, that was the thing. I told them. I said, at some point she decided, fuck you too.
Yeah, well, and once she basically agreed because she was not happy with him,
Right.
because he fucked everything up,
Right.
and it wasn't even just like she's taking my side. Like it was a genuine like, fuck you, Jackie. What the fuck's your problem?
Right. Because he started going after her.
Right, but it was it wasn't just like, oh, I'm gonna be like bestie. Like
Right,
it wasn't one of those.
Right.
Yeah.
Like there's reason.
No,
to
she
take
was
my
leaving
side.
him too.
There was like a legitimate
at that
reason
moment.
to take my
Right,
side.
right.
Yeah.
So, she agrees to go with me,
And so then I'm like, once you two are like leaving,
and you're
I'm
not
like,
gonna ride the Jackie unpredictable wave with no license or anything.
Well, I didn't. Also, it's the end of the weekend. I can't afford. Like I was telling him, I don't have money to Uber home or to take a flight or whatever. I'm
I
like,
believe, brother.
so I just kind of I looked at you guys. I looked at him and I said, "Hey, man, they're my ride." That was it.
Right, but what I'm saying is, but let's say you wanted to be a supportive friend.
Yeah.
You had no clue when or how or where Jackie was getting home.
And I didn't know where the end.
So
of
you
this
couldn't like hang
craziness.
with him and screw yourself with like financially and stuff.
Right.
Because you don't know what you're going to have to do for the next potential day.
Right.
So it got to the point where I think the only option was her buying a flight online on the phone on the ride back.
Yeah.
But
And
that
like
was.
using her card,
And then he didn't
some
have-
finagle.
But remember, that was all circus because he didn't have ID.
Yeah, he didn't have
Yeah,
his
He
ID.
he misplaced his
but they
license.
somehow
I think he found his ID.
and he somehow scrambled to get on, and I think
but
he
for
got
like
the
the
ride from Kevin Gill
That's a guy we have to have on
because
next
I
year.
remember Kevin Gill giving him a ride, and because I remember the post or something like like real friends come through or something like that.
They went to like lunch.
There was
they
they had to take a
posted
picture of
from,
the
like,
car,
ale
like
house.
one of
Yeah,
those
yeah.
things. So Gill basically came. Gill was
But that guy-
Jackie's
but-
entertainment for the rest of the time in Orlando.
But that was the hot news that got Anthony booked on the fucking because he was the producer of the Disco and Conan shit.
at the
Right,
time,
right.
he was involved with that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
think he still is.
No, but he
And he
had the
reached
hot
out to me.
news. He had the hot news to get AJ on the show.
Well, because it was one of these things where he knew AJ, he knew me, he knew you, but he knew that I was like the antagonist.
Right.
And-
He reached out to you, right? And you just declined to do it.
No, I don't think he did.
I think I got the reach out. And I was like, I don't know what to do here because I didn't
It
want.
could have been the reach out on like for me. I don't think but no one reached out directly to me.
I got a message and I was like, oh, I don't need Jackie fucking. I'm glad AJ was brave enough.
I
to
remember
do it.
when AJ went on, of course, but
Unfortunately, AJ wasn't there the night it happened to
So-
really give them the deets. But
yeah, so he ended up flying home,
yeah,
and I remember Jessica
I heard she was going through a whole ordeal trying to
dropped
A,
you. I want to
crying
say
about him, but then like the first half of the leg down was like trying to figure a way to get him a ticket or something.
I want to say I went to the gym maybe, and then she dropped you off, and she might have come back and was like waiting at my house to figure out what to do.
That's funny.
And then it was like to the point where it was like, hey, I was like, hey, like you gotta go, And then I think he, was taking the flight from Orlando, ended up getting in, sometime I guess she had to pick him up.
The funny thing is, the fallout from this lasted like weeks,
And you want a real funny?
and it overfled to your other group there, the Canyon Cup group too.
Oh yeah, I mean they marking out. I
Right.
mean, Jim Nilsson with his great shoe designs going on, and Luke
Yeah,
getting involved.
Luke and Helms and all those guys.
Helms of course getting involved. None of the other guys. I mean, the other guys were like involved, like laughing and they knew what was going on,
Right.
but they weren't as proactive with it.
That's where we found out that our little circle was having all these Jackie problems, and we're thinking like, is this just us? And then it was that other
it started
circle
growing
too.
It started growing.
That other circle, and it was like all of a sudden we realized that
Jackie's having a lot of issues
with all these little circles that were all like on their own trying to be like, is this just us? And then we realized there was this whole community of people.
Right. And
cabal of
and
those
so
people.
a fun fact, and I'm pretty sure this is accurate. That whole time he trashed me on there, going just at me on Facebook before he unfriended me for the final time, and then I made Jessica refriend me from his account.
Oh, I was still unfriended when he moved on from this mortal coil.
Yeah, same. Yeah. I was definitely because you were friends with me or something.
I got heat.
I forgot what your thing was.
I got unfriended.
I remember, but I don't know.
I was playing I was walking the
you
tightrope.
liked the comment.
I was walking the tightrope, and then someone posted a picture of you versus him.
It was Luke.
Like a graphic.
Yeah.
And all I did was make a laugh face or something. And he's like, "Oh, you think that's funny?" Blah blah blah. Cut a
You're
major
done.
promo on me.
You're done.
He'd been dying to pick a fight with me.
Dying to pick a fight. It had been too long.
And it was like I had gone like 2 weeks, and I didn't give him anything, and then I accidentally laugh emojied at something. Unfriended.
So during
thing.
that whole thing, I think one person unfriended me. Guess who it was?
Kevin Gill.
J-Dog. Like, how funny is that?
It's hilarious.
Like J-Dog just full on Jackie support.
Because that's a punchline to a lot of indie jokes.
That's fantastic.
Well, I was trying to set it up as
That is
the J-Dog
fantastic.
punchline. Yeah, so J-Dog did that, obviously, and then so that was, early April of 2017. I think it was June 20th, something like that he ended up passing.
Yeah.
So
It wasn't that long.
So it was like 2.5 months.
Yeah.
About 8 weeks or 10 weeks.
But
there was some stiff back and forth as a big build. And here's the thing.
yeah.
About a month before, I think it was 5 weeks before maybe, Wayne died.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you remember, but Jackie at the hospital taking pictures, like almost trying to steal the buddy credit.
Took it super.
Like marking out.
No,
Yeah.
took it super to heart, actually. He's
Right.
one of those overly sensitive
And it was
guys.
one of these things where we're like, yeah, Jackie, we know you knew him, but he was trying to act like he was better buddies with Wayne than all of us.
Yeah.
And it was weird. I mean, I personally...
He definitely made it about him.
I personally went to the hospital a couple of times, but I wasn't taking pictures. I was
Yeah,
like in the atrium doing
that's-
like poses
You're
with Brett Giddens.
You're borderlining into like Snake Master territory there.
What?
where you're-
Who's he in the pictures with him?
Right,
Yep.
right.
Fucking Jeff.
Yeah.
Who hasn't posted in
Interesting
a while?
years later. He went.
Well,
he jumped the rail in
I
this
always-
part of the hospital.
I always,
but
I found it repulsive when he was taking pictures of his mom dying.
that was ridiculous.
like-
His mom is literally dead, and he's taking selfies with her. So
Yeah, I like if I'm dying, I don't want anyone to see me like that. Like I don't like respect me. If you're worried about me and you want to make a post about me, post a nice picture of me from a better time. You know what I mean?
So
I hate that when people do that.
he does that.
Are we taking this home? Like, I mean,
Yeah, I know.
WrestleMania-
I know. I see the open here.
Yes.
Oh my God, people! Holy fuck, there's people.
Fucking.
This is great.
I want to hear this.
I'm marking out for the people.
Oh my God, AJ,
Yeah.
it's fucking
I
WrestleMania.
can't- no, hold-
it goes
listen,
on 2 days
listen,
and it's on
listen,
in demand.
Listen,
give it a fucking rest.
Oh,
you fucking
Vince
mark.
cutting the promo. Okay, we're
He's
marking
got a
it.
steak to eat.
No, we're marking it. We got to start from the beginning.
I know. Take it home. Let's go.
All right, so all right,
We got America the Beautiful. About
and
to play.
Vince is out here. The whole roster's
We'll
out
watch
here.
it in a
This is
second.
fantastic.
We'll
Yeah,
watch it in a
Hogan's
second.
coming out. Okay, anyway, so I can't wait for this Hogan.
Titus, racism, all kinds of
I
shit.
can't wait. I can't wait.
Come on,
for,
Vince is talking.
I can't wait
here.
for Titus to introduce Hulk. How ironic is that going to be?
Oh my God, how much
So-
do they pay him extra to do
Or is
that?
Hulk going to introduce Titus? Either way.
I don't think
So-
Titus acknowledges Hulk the whole.
Maybe
fucking
we should
bucket.
talk about what happened.
Oh, stop it. So,
He wants to stretch it.
so where were we?
I want AJ to
I think
get
we're
a steak.
taking it home.
Yeah,
Let's
no, but
take it home.
where were we? Like,
we were like he was already like
Yeah,
he's like
yeah.
we got through everything.
We'll revisit this next year.
no.
Listen,
so,
we
no. So it was it was the hospital. So Wayne.
Yeah.
So I'm expecting at the Wayne
AJ, you could go if you want.
at the Wayne ceremony.
I think he did.
in Dania Beach.
Yeah.
I'm expecting a confrontation with Jackie. I'm expecting for the first time in, a month and a half to have any kind of interaction with him. But don't forget,
I remember you like gearing up for that.
around this time, he got that super random job with Proskurin.
working
He
Fox
did it like,
Sports.
I don't know, 3 or 4 times.
Work at Fox Sports.
He did it a couple times.
Yeah.
The Heat or something,
He was doing he was.
Had a gig that day.
Yeah.
Couldn't make it. Had to take the gig.
You got lucky.
Off the hook. No Jackie at the Wayne thing. Because I was like, oh my God, I'm going to fight this guy at this Wayne thing. I was like, we're going to totally steal the heat from
The
Wayne.
funny thing is, you're probably you were probably because you were still talking to Jessica at that time.
Of course.
So that must have been an ongoing discussion
And
for
I'm
days.
Behind the back, the whole thing. I'm like behind, talking to me behind his back, I'm sure.
Yeah, because he outlawed you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So,
We did end on 3. AJ thought he was going to last.
yeah. So, the Wayne thing comes and goes, and I thought I was going to see him then, and I didn't. And then, month later or so, it all, wraps up.
Yeah.
So,
Well, and I feel like we have to say that as much as we've basically bagged the guy on the show, we would do that to any of us.
Oh, yeah.
This is the most this is the show. This is the way you show that you love people the most is by when you're these guys, when you're us, busting balls and that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So there's not a day that goes by I don't think about him.
of course.
There's not a day that goes by I don't mention him to someone or talk about him.
We talk about him all the time on the podcast.
Right. He's a huge part of our lives still, and he's been gone for three and a half years.
Well, he's somewhere
3
because
years?
AJ got some Dolphin tickets.
Yeah. And yeah, like we said, his presence is so strong that we still think he's ribbing us.
I haven't
with
figured
things
out
like
how
that.
he's ribs me, but I feel like he does.
I mean, he must.
He has
somewhere.
to. I mean, he still lingers in all of our lives.
Maybe he's waiting.
He could be waiting to drop a bomb on me.
Yeah.
I mean, we did end building like Sting Hogan.
Yeah, that's true. It never got resolved.
If he waits too long, it'll be Warrior Hogan too, and that's no good.
As long as I'm not the one doing the lighter.
All right, let's go watch some WrestleMania, gentlemen.
Yeah, we came up to a.
He's
Did you see
back.
Vince talk? Did you guys?
Oh, he
miss
left
Vince?
to go
You're
watch
chatting
that.
over there?
We're gonna watch it. I mean, it's on in demand. You could just run it back.
Oh, my
Jesus
goodness.
Christ.
Yeah, don't do that.
There'll be some other thing you'll want to fast forward through. Trust me.
All right, guys, let's take this home.
All right,
It's only 5
listen.
minutes.
All right, I'm making my food. I'm
it's-
gonna watch WrestleMania.
It's very nice to have Blake on once a year. I didn't even have to slip him a 20.
Once a year.
2, Fatty over here. Shut the fuck up with your pots and pans. And I guess that's it. Anyone else got anything else?
No, I'm good. I need to order some pizza.
Everyone's got something
But
going
Ben
on.
likes
Did you bring food?
Ben likes
brought
everything on his pizza, by the way.
We did talk about you bringing food.
Yeah.
I mentioned bringing food.
How many
Yeah,
different
but
dishes
you didn't
this
ask
time?
if anyone wanted
Did you
anything
get,
or where you were going.
Yeah, but you know me. I'm real weird with my food.
Where did you get your
Your
food from?
food, but we're not asking to eat your food.
Well, I know, but I'm weird
Anthony,
with
are you
the food
listening
I
to this
eat.
shit?
Where did you get your food from?
Tap 42.
Tap 42. Damn it, I was so close.
You could have had a good burger. Man.
I know.
Holy shit.
Oh, okay. Wait.
fucking
What
guy.
was your
I
guess?
thought it was gonna be like Cheesecake Factory.
He's done
That's
that
not a bad
before.
guess.
I know.
That's not
I
a bad
know.
guess. That was like in the thought process.
Of course, that's got to be top 10. All right,
definitely.
let's keep going. I got some Jets pizza.
Let's go watch WrestleMania.
Okay, bye.
All right, goodbye.
He's such a
Bye.
fat piece of shit.
Goodbye.
Oh, that's great.
There you go.